Welcome. Tim Bartz here, Law and Sarah Davis, Law McArthur Ford in Salina, Kansas. How's everybody doing?
You almost forgot me.
Yeah, I almost forgot you. I'm so used to doing videos, so I don't have anybody with me. So thank you, everybody. Welcome in. We are recording this as a podcast. Just want to kind of put that out at the beginning. So if you do want to listen to this later, you can. Don't forget, you can find us on all your favorite podcasting channels, favorite streaming networks and such. We're on like 15 or 16 different outlets there. So just search for Ford Video Guy with or without the spaces. I'm not sure which it is on there, probably without. And you can find us out there. And if you're listening to one of the podcasts, come on over, join us live on YouTube Tuesday nights at 7 p.m. And you can join us in the live chat going on in here. Don't forget to, if you're new, hit that red subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and hit the like button. So if you're watching this on a phone, just close the chat just real quick and hit that like button. I'd really appreciate it. It helps the video out and such. As we want to kind of go further into 2023 here, we want to make sure that we're getting that videos out to everybody, and that's the best way that you guys can help for free. Now, before we kind of welcome in the members, I do want to kind of throw this out there. A lot of people have been talking about this recently. So yesterday we did get news of someone special in the Ford performance community that passed away yesterday. And so if some of you know Ken Block, he of course has been helping out. Let's see here. I got these. That's not coming up. Why is that not coming up? So I got some images up here, and it's not coming up for some reason. Why is it not coming up, Sarah?
I
don't know. I got some images here, and for some reason they are not showing up on there.
That is all you.
Yep. Anyway, so we'll go on without that. Hopefully those images start showing up on some of the others. That one shows up. Why is this not showing up? Oh, there we go. There's an image there. So we do have, there's a picture there of Ken Block. So he has been a force in the racing community. So they actually did, message out. The Hoonigan Racing is who he's a part of. They announced yesterday that it's our deepest regrets that we can confirm that Ken Block passed away in a snowmobile accident. Ken was a visionary, a pioneer, and an icon, and most importantly, a father and husband. He will be incredibly missed. Please respect the family's privacy at this time while they grieve. So also Ford came out with a statement today because he does have a lot of ties to Ford Performance. As you can see, the vehicle behind him and Jim Farley there is Ford Focus RS that he drifts, does rally racing and stuff like that. And they had commented and said, earlier today, driver Ken Block was tragically killed in a snowmobile accident. Jim Farley, President and CEO, Ford Motor Company, has shared the following. So Jim says, we lost a legend today in Ken Block. He inspired generations of automotive enthusiasts, and in the process, he came to inspire all of us at Ford Motor Company as well. I was lucky to call Ken a friend. He was truly one of a kind, an innovator, a talented driver, and a marketing genius. He personified the joy of driving, drifting, and racing. He has a boundless imagination for creating special cars and special moments. Our hearts go out to his family during this time, and we mourn his loss together with the community he fed with his vigor and spirit. So, I wasn't a huge follower of Ken Block, knew very well of him, but I know he will be missed because he was very creative and he was very innovative, and we're going to miss that because that's what we need in this. But I wanted to kind of just highlight that and mention that because that is something that's, as we do a Ford live stream and talk about Ford vehicles, we'd be amiss if we didn't talk about that. But anyway, we'll move on. Sarah, do you want to go ahead and let's see what members are in the room tonight?
Well, the biggest one is Vicky Dell.
Yeah, Vicky's in here, and we think even Vicky knows that her truck has showed up at the dealer that's doing the drop ship. Mm-hmm. So we're working out the fine details on that. I know that. I know Darren Smith is working with that dealership to figure everything out and get her vehicle. So does need the recall done. I know that for a fact because that was built in that July time frame when that recall was done. So,
But yep.
All right, who else is in here?
We have Joey Franco. James Finch saying hello all. Scott H saying hello.
Yeah. Cool.
Let's see. We have Jocelyn Kunkel. Just came in from shoveling the snow. Vincent Morano says, congrats, Vicky. And everyone else, Zocius, Deke Marshall, Dan Foster, all congratulations for Vicky.
Yep, it's one of those things. It's
Yeah.
finally there. What's funny is it still says it's sitting at the factory for us. So when we looked at it today, it still said it was at the factory and it wasn't even there, which is crazy. So the tracking evidently didn't get picked up on that one. But anyway, but yeah, that's great to hear. It is one of the last 22s to show up. But won't probably be the last 22 to actually be delivered because there are some dealerships that have 2022s as well. That still people didn't take that they're trying to sell and such. So there you go. So
Ragnar Khan says, "Don't worry, I'm here now. We can start." Well, welcome everyone. And if you are not a member and you are wondering how you can become a member, there is a join button over there by the subscribe button. So when you're there subscribing, go ahead and hit the join button too.
there you go.
So it's about $5 a month. And if you are an Apple user, you have to do a little something different. So you have to go to a web browser, usually Google.
Or even the Safari. Doesn't matter which.
Safari. And then you're going to go over to the little A and big A up there by the YouTube link. You're going to request desktop mode.
Yep. So, and then once you do it, it refreshes, and there it is.
Yeah, it shows up.
Yep, you should be able to see that. So there you go. And speaking of that, we just kind of showed Mike, you're a new member. You've been a member for 13 months. Anyway, the agenda is right over there. There you go, right over there. So we're going to go over these things here as we continue along after we get through this intro and some other things. Don't forget, there is a link. If you do want to become a member, there's a link in the description. So you don't have to go over to the YouTube channel. Find the link in the description as well. I always have it there on all of our videos, but it is there. And as well as if you want any of the merch. So the merch site link is in the description. Also, it's down below the video, all of our videos. And there is a special deal going on right now. 23% off all orders from January 4th to January 8th in the merch shop that we have. And that is done through myspreadshop.com. So
if you're looking for a good deal about that. Well, were you talking about the banner? With the merch, it doesn't show up on the live stream.
Oh, okay. Well, our other videos then. So
yes,
it's good. But it's in the description.
Yes, the link is in the description. But if you're looking for the banner, go to any of the other videos except the lives.
And it should be also on our main channel site as well.
Yes, it is.
All right. Now, don't forget, if you have any questions, our email addresses that go along with us are right below. So if you have sales-related question, go ahead and send that over to timothybarts@gmail.com. If you have a question regarding something else, maybe an order with someone else and that kind of thing, Sarah can answer pretty much all those questions. Very knowledgeable, and it's on top of all that. So don't forget about that. And let's see, moving on. We have done a few videos in last week. Of course, don't forget, last week was the week between Christmas and New Year's, so we did a couple videos. So the Maverick trimmer video, we did get a Maverick trimmer, and we actually talked a little bit about it last week with pictures. We did a video that went live, I think it was Wednesday or Thursday, the same day that the media embargo was lifted on the reviews.
Yes.
So it was actually the same day. So
Maverick trimmer day.
It was Maverick trimmer day, which is pretty cool. And then the next day we did the F-150 trimmer complete guide video where I go over the standard equipment and the different options and packages as well. So those went live last week. You can find those links in the description if you want, or on our YouTube channel. And then upcoming, we have, Sarah, you're working on the Rattler, F-150 Rattler.
Done.
Okay, so she's got it done. So that'll go live tomorrow night. And then we're going to start working on 23 Expedition. Things got busy. We didn't get to the complete guide videos on that. So I'll be working on those, as well as we have some different custom packages that we do here at McArthur with our performance department. And we're going to talk, we have an F-150 special edition. We have with our Mustang, we have 3 different levels of packages on our LMPs, from a supercharger to an interior pack to a track pack. We'll do a video on that as well. We'll start working on some of those videos too. So be looking for those in the future. So
Vicky Dale says, did you see pictures of my truck?
Yes, I did. So.
I did not.
Well, I saw a picture of the engine.
Yeah.
I think
Sit with sure.
Yeah, we'll probably
Yeah.
talking about your dealer next week. Probably not in a good light, but we'll get it all worked out, Vicky. That's for
Yes.
sure. We'll take care of you. We're
Yeah.
not going to leave you high and dry there. So, but we'll take care of it. We'll get it all figured out for you. And let's see here. Don't forget I'll be live on Facebook this week on Thursday night. A link is in the description for that one. Have that one already scheduled out. It's always making an event. And then also channels we support are in the description too, including All Train Nation and
Johnny's Car Care and Reviews.
Both those channels, I'm actually signed up to be a member on their channels. So I pay the $5 a month to support those channels, and that's how much that I like those channels. So links for those channels are in the description. All right.
Tim Johnson, we don't know on the Chicago Auto Show front yet. He says, coming to Chicago Auto Show, I'll buy you a couple of drinks.
We hope to.
Hope to.
As long as we get media passes. And we put in for media passes during the Christmas break, so we're hoping that they just were busy, and then we'll hear back pretty soon. But we did put in for media passes. We've gotten media passes for the New York Auto Show as well as the Detroit, so I don't see why that we wouldn't on Chicago, but we'll just have to see. So, and because I actually became a member of the Automotive Press Association after I put in for the media passes for that. So we'll see how that goes, and if not, we'll let them know that we're part of that, and they should get us in. So if so, we do plan to want to do a meetup the night before the media. I think it's Thursday, Friday, so it'd be a Wednesday night. So that's the plan, is we'd fly up Wednesday and do a Wednesday night meetup somewhere, whatever.
Yeah.
So there you go. All right. Moving on, let's go over a good dealer moment. So you want to read that one? I don't have any images on this one. They didn't send me.
Vicky, yes, we did hear about what you found inside the truck, and I think Tim plans to go over that next week.
Yeah, we'll probably. Yeah, we'll get it all taken care of. So
we're
for
gonna get it
for those of you
figured
that are curious, I guess you could say. So on Vicky's vehicle, we had it set up to be a drop ship to her local dealer. It's called a courtesy delivery. When it gets there, they're supposed to clean it, prep it, get it ready. Of course, this one needed a recall, have all that stuff done. We work at all the paperwork and everything with, in this case, Vicky or the customer, and then the dealer delivers it to them. Well, somehow this one came in at some point late last week, and it looks like somebody got in it and drove it or something. But it's hard for me to believe that because it only has 40 miles on it. So
unless they took it over the holidays.
Yeah, maybe
thinking it was theirs, and then they were like, "Oh shoot, that's actually not yours."
I think that they got it confused with another vehicle that was just like hers, and another blue one, which I don't know if it was blue, anyway, whatever color it was, but anyway, so yeah, it's common. But we did see that it has not been sold. We can tell that. In fact, that dealership can't sell our vehicle because it's not shown in their inventory. So we'll get it all figured out. We'll do a super clean on it and everything. But looks like there was just some smaller things in there that there's personal belongings they put in the vehicle. It looks like an umbrella. I think it's a little umbrella, so it was on the floor or something. But anyway, we'll get it all figured out, Vicky, and we'll get your truck to you as soon as possible. The first thing we'll need to do is you need to get with Darren so we can go ahead and get the paperwork all taken care of so it can be yours. And then because once we get that started, that's when they can start getting the parts for your recall, so we can get that delivered to you. So anyway,
all right, on to our good dealer moment. I ordered the 2022 F-150 King Ranch Hybrid on April 8th, 22 from Lilston Ford in Vinland, New Jersey. I picked up my truck 9 months later on December 16th, 22. Bruce Hayes was my salesman, and this is the second F-150 Bruce sold me. Tim Carger in the finance department worked out a great 36 months for me. Both the pricing and my lease package were the figures we discussed in April. We had no dealer markup or rate increases. Jonathan Park, the sales manager, also helped out with my deal. I highly recommend the Lilston dealership to anyone in South Jersey looking for Ford vehicle. From Ed Lutz.
There you go. Now there's a good dealer to highlight. So there's some good dealers out there, and we'll continue to highlight them. So if you have a good dealer that you've worked with that we haven't talked about yet, send it on over to us so that we can kind of go over that and figure that out. So, all right, and so we can let everybody know about them. All right, scheduling notes for this week. Let's go over those real quickly. And actually, I'm actually going to write these down here for you so we know where that was. I don't know. Anyway, we're going to do this so that we can write down our timestamps for people that are wanting to click through the video on when it gets loaded up there for us. So
That's the hope.
scheduling notes. So this week, there again, we're still working on allocations from December. So not a reset yet until I think next week. There isn't any scheduling happening on a lot of vehicles. So the 23 Mustang is not scheduling this week. They said their January and February production cycle is full. 23 Escape is not scheduling. 23 Bronco Sport is not scheduling. 23 Edge is not scheduling. 23 Bronco is not scheduling. 23 Explorer is not scheduling. 23 Expeditions does say cleanup scheduling for February, so they still have some slots open for February. They may schedule if your dealer has allocations. I think we're out of allocations for our dealership. But does remind people that don't forget to add the heavy duty trailer tow package to your 203A, 303A, 304A, 400A, and 501A to allow for scheduling. Now those are the equipment groups. So within that trim, so on the XLT, 203A, on the limited 303, 303 or 304A, the 400A I believe is on the Timberline, and the 501A I believe is on the King Ranch, maybe. Anyway, and then also it says XLT 202A and 301A will not be selected for scheduling this week. And those are the two that they're replacing the running boards right now on anyway. And then it says also standard wheel for the Platinum is not available. Select the 22-inch polished wheel to schedule. Now somebody asked me on that. They actually had a limited with the optional. The Platinum standard wheel is optional on that one, and it doesn't mention that. So I assume that maybe because the Platinum, that other wheel is available on the other packages, that's why they're making those other people in the Platinum go up. And then mahogany seats on the limited 302A is not available right now for scheduling, and limited availability on extended length for scheduling. So anyway, 23 Maverick is not scheduling this week. It's like 4 weeks now that we won't have scheduled for a Maverick here at McArthur, so kind of crazy. 23 Ranger is not scheduling. 23 F-150 is cleanup scheduling for January. So they're looking for January build dates, so they're going to fill in some slots. It does say limited 2 kilowatt power inverter, limited moonroofs, limited power tailgates, and limited on the 3.3 liter engine. But they did take off the 2.7 and the 5.0, which is good to see. So they're going to be scheduling for some of those slots. 23 Super Duty should be scheduling. Startup scheduling is what they're working on for the Super Duty. Remember, the King Ranch Platinum and Limiteds are a job too, so they won't be scheduling. And also it says temporarily restricting 11.6 axle, which I'm not sure which that is. Somebody asked me about that one, but I'm not sure which one that is. And then 23 Transit Connect van and wagon is not scheduling. And 23 Transit is scheduling through the weeks of February 20th. So it does say scheduling through the week of 2/20, which means it could be any of the dates up through there. And then same restrictions that I had before on those. If you want to know those, I can go through those with you. And then 23 Mach-E is not scheduling, and it does say, please ensure all orders on 99 priority code are either verified and removed from 99 priority code or canceled out of the order bank by close of business January 17th. All 99 priority codes will be canceled by Ford as we prepare to launch the launch of the 23.5 model year Mustang Mach-E. So it must be an early 24 model that they're planning to launch. Just kind of interesting. I think that kind of slipped in there. Maybe they shouldn't have mentioned that because I mentioned it. So anyway, so basically, why would an order be in priority 99? So if you are somebody that had a 22 Mach-E that did not get scheduled, and so that rolled over to the 23, then you would have gotten a duplicate order as a 23, and they would have put it in priority 99. So your dealer is supposed to confirm your order with you and then move it down to 1, just like they did with the Super Duty and some of the other models and that kind of thing. So, and the Bronco. One thing to note, they mentioned that they're gonna cancel out those orders. I noticed we have one Bronco in priority 99, and it's still listed in priority 99. They didn't cancel it. So if you have that Bronco order and you're like, oh, I missed the window, it's probably been canceled, you might check. It may not be canceled. Anyway.
All right. Oh. Adam Grattan.
Yes.
Thank you for the the donation. He meant to do a super chat
Oh,
and say, where is it? I told him I would shout it out.
picking up his Maverick tomorrow.
Yes.
I saw it right here. It just popped out at me in the middle.
Yes.
All right. Well, congrats.
Yes. 435 days later, picking up my Maverick tomorrow.
All right. If you have a great experience with your dealer, make sure you let us know. Send that to us. We'd really appreciate it.
Vito Brady said is happy to report after 19 months, he finally took delivery of his F-150 Lightning Pro last Friday.
Oh, awesome. Hopefully you got the price protection wasn't an issue. I know a lot of people had issues with that on the Lightning Pro version, so hopefully that all worked out good for you. I know I've been trying to help some people on the different forums and such for that.
Yeah.
So. All right. Let me go through Lincoln real quick. The Corsair, Nautilus, and Aviator none of those are scheduling this week. Navigator is doing February cleanup scheduling, just like with the Expedition. So there you go. And I'm not sure we're getting. We do have numbers for next month, but then after that, I don't know. We might have news for you on the Lincoln line. If I may not be able to continue to give you Lincoln information in the future, but we'll just have to see how things go. All right. So that's the scheduling information that we have. So moving on to the order guide update. So I haven't gone through because today's usually a pretty busy day. I spent like 2 hours in our pricing meeting and such, going through inventory and pricing today. So that didn't get a chance to look these over, but some order guide updates. They usually do a monthly order guide update, and they make some little tweaks and changes to the order guides. And so these are the models that may had some change yet, and I'll go over next week what some of those changes are. But for the 23, the Edge, Escape, Explorer, Expedition, Maverick, Mustang Mach-E, and Police Interceptor, if you want to know that one. Those had changes, as well as the Lincoln Nautilus, Aviator, and Corsair. Now, I'll look at and see what changes were made. Again, I wasn't here yesterday. Normally they do that, I'd be able to do that ahead of time and let you guys know that. We'll go over any revisions that are significant next week. And remember, sometimes I know that Ford Authority kind of posted that on the Explorer, the secure code keypad, that it was put on there to be removed. But we don't know. Just because it's on the order guide doesn't mean they're initiating it yet. I think they're just putting it on there in case they have to. Keep that in mind. Just because it's on there doesn't mean we're going to have to remove it right away, or it may be something that's down the road, but they want to have it on the order guide in case they need to.
Yep.
All right. Talked about that. Now let's talk about Ford news for a second. There's a couple different articles and links. Actually, I did not put these in the description yet, but I will after the live stream. So we do have some news. So first, I wanted to kind of show off this video, and I did get this from the Maverick Truck Club, so I want to give them credit, as well as the link. I will have the link to the video itself, so you can see the full length video. This is from somebody's YouTube channel that they do a lot of point of view of trail rides and stuff like that. But they were out driving on their own, I believe, or maybe with another truck, and they thought they could get through this mud, and this Toyota Tacoma got stuck. Now, I'm bringing this up not because it got stuck, because I'm not saying the Maverick wouldn't have. It could have gotten stuck as well, but just how well did the Maverick do of pulling it out? Because they thought they were going to need like an F-150 or a Super D to pull it out. So let me see if I can get this video. Let's see if we can get the video to pull up. Oh, there we go. So I did this with no audio, just so that I didn't get any kind of infraction on YouTube or anything. But I'm giving all the credit down in the description anyway. But he had a Tacoma. You can see they had it hooked up. Now this is a Maverick FX4 packaged Maverick, and they didn't mention if it has
no 4K.
I don't know. There was a clip there of the hitch, and I didn't look close enough to see if it had the 7-pin wiring.
Yeah.
But it could have had the 4K, which would have helped it as well on this. But it kind of pulls it out, and I just got a couple clips of this because the video is a little bit longer to kind of explain some things. But it pulled it out. So both of them were real impressed. As you can see, a little high five here. Yeah, so there you go. So they were both pretty impressed that it was able to manage it and pull it out. And again, not to say the Maverick wouldn't have got stuck, because it probably would have as well. As you can see, it was a pretty big ruts there. It might have gotten stuck as well, but the point is that the Maverick could pull it out. So that's pretty cool. So there you go. So that's kind of, I thought I'd highlight that. I thought that was kind of fun. So if you have a Maverick, there you go. Special FX4. So those of you thinking of going to EcoBoost, all-wheel drive FX4 package. There you go. You can go trail riding and pull people out. All right. Now, something I wanted to point out too is Ford Authority posted an article about the EV tax credit, because now we're into 2023. Hope you guys had a great new year and everything. And I wanted to kind of talk about, I have a great article about that their EV tax credit doesn't really make sense from the government. So here's an image of the EV tax credit for some of the Ford vehicles and Lincoln vehicles and what they get. So now they have a limit on the MSRP for trucks, SUVs, vans, and it's $80,000 for that. Goes for the Lightning, the E-Transit and such. And even as you can see there, even the Escape plug-in hybrid is listed at $80,000 for that, because it's an SUV. Makes sense, right? But you notice the Mach-E. The Mach-E is listed not as an SUV, but as a car, because the car limit is $55,000. So it's listing the Mach-E as a car, not an SUV, which doesn't make sense, because I think it's more of an SUV than the Escape is.
It looks like it, but maybe, you can also see it's supposed to be the electric Mustang, and the Mustang is a car, so they're considering a car. Yeah, I think probably what they need to do next year is it's no longer the Ford Mustang Mach-E, but just the Ford Mach-E, and maybe the government won't think it's a car. I don't know. And then you can see there too the Aviator. What's really funny about this is the Aviator Grand Touring, which is the plug-in hybrid version of the Aviator, is $80,000. Makes sense. It's a third row SUV, right? The Corsair is pretty much the same thing as a Ford Escape plug-in. The Ford Escape gets 80 grand, but the Corsair only gets 55. So that doesn't make sense at all. And that's kind of what Ford Authority says in the article. And I'll link that article at the end. I forgot to put it in there before we started the live stream. I'll give you the reference to that article. I like to give credit where credit is due. Ford Authority posted that. I thought they had some good accurate information on there about why it's wrong. They also had some other vehicles that were kind of incorrectly put in there. So they said Ford is the only one on the list that's impacted by this. It says, in fact, the Tesla Model Y is a 7-seat variant, feature an $80,000 cap, while the 5-seat models only get $55K, oddly enough. So Model Y, if you have a 7-seater, then lost my video. What?
Is our audio still working? I think our audio is still working. Let's just fix this real quick. Lost my video.
What? Yeah, audio's still going. Thank you, Donald, for that amazing tip. Happy New Year.
Uh-oh. I think they can still hear us. Can they still hear us?
Yes, they can still hear us.
No, I can't. Can you still hear us? Okay. All right, so now we're really just a podcast at this point. So
man, I got all paid for nothing.
So we'll get this going here. I'm going to restart the camera here.
Can we tell them what our sales code is, even if they are not our customer?
What our sales code is?
Yeah.
Yeah. Guess it doesn't really matter.
James Finch was wanting to know.
F53538.
I don't know it off the top of my head, so thank you. Audio is working. So Ford Escape has a lower MSRP but qualified as an SUV. Yep.
Yeah. So it doesn't make sense at all, right?
Nope.
So
James Malone is on that. No sense.
All right, we're gonna try something out.
McArthur.
That's really weird that this went out like that.
McArthur, Vicky and her husband share one YouTube account, so which his name is Victor, or he goes by Vic. So Vic and Vicky share a YouTube account, so they both comment under Vicky Dell.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna relaunch this bad boy.
No, nothing with the government makes sense whatsoever.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't make. I mean, but it makes you. One of the things you're gonna see is hopefully the manufacturers bring in a lower vehicle, and that,
Yeah.
that lower price range. So you're going to make the Mach-E, you know, Ford's going to make that Mach-E cheaper and such as well. So, all right. So let's see. Voila. There you go. Sorry, I had to relaunch the video. All right. So
That's okay. We got some chatting done.
we'll leave that on in. Well,
Thank you, Vito. All
right.
Happy New Year, Tim and Sarah. You both should be declared as Ford ambassadors.
All right. So we got the, once it's loaded, a quick glitching. And so anyway, so that's kind of, you know, talking about the EV tax credit. Now, I do also want to, it's still glitching out a little bit. Maybe we're having issues with our stream. Anyway, so something else I want to show. I'm going to link in the description later. There's a video that one of the, I go to Digital Deal all the time, and this Kevin Fry from the Weiler Automotive Group, I think they're in Ohio. They are a big automotive group, and they're always advancing and going. They're doing things. They're all kind of like test dealer and such.
Yeah.
He does a really good dealer on the EV tax, or video, sorry, on the EV tax credit. And so I'll link in the description later. We'll put it in there, and maybe even while we're answering some questions here in just a little bit, we'll go ahead. I'll drop those in there for you, because he does a really good job with a good video. And I'm like, man, we need to do that for our website, but I don't know if I can beat that. It's really good. So if you're wanting some information on that, he goes into a little bit about that in his video, or actually a lot about it. And does a really good job with that. So you can always check that video out later if you want to. Now let's move on to the Is It True? So moving down here, this way. Is it true? So for this week, somebody kind of let me know about something happening. So they actually contacted and said, I am getting a 3.9% on the Maverick, right? And I said, what are you talking about? There's no 3.9% on the Maverick when you ordered back in September. And they referenced an article by Ford Authority where they kind of talk about this. So I do have the link to that in the description right now. If you want to check it out later, I'll pull it up separately on a different browser. But they're basically, Ford Authority is saying that the Ford Maverick, along with the Explorer, was going to get 3.9 through January 3rd, which is today. Lost our camera again. What is the deal?
Thank you, David. He did do that video on the bed cover and sewing a bed cover.
All right.
James Finch, if you are looking for our sales code and you're needing it and you didn't hear him say it, you can shoot me an email at thefordvideoguy@gmail.com, and I can certainly answer any questions you have regarding your order. Need to pay the camera bill.
Camera bill, yeah. Funny is, I've never had issues with this camera until now.
Because I'm here.
What?
Wiggle the wires.
Well, could be that simple, couldn't it? But no, it's, I got the camera up over here. That's what's funny.
What about that one?
Unplug it and plug it back in. That might be the faster way of disconnecting.
Okay, good, James.
All right.
Finally finished paperwork for my 23 XL 4-wheel drive EcoBoost. Sadly, didn't get financed with Ford.
Okay.
That's okay. Bonus, you no longer have to remember to periodically look at the camera. You should have just left it. Let it be. Leave it there. Then we don't have to look at the camera. We can just stay looking down.
All right. So we'll see how it goes. If not, it's going to end up being especially a podcast. So anyway, though 3.9% APR available on the Ford Maverick. So they had said that it was going to be available on the Explorer as well as the Maverick, which if you read the article, then later in the article, they actually show which vehicles get that and which don't. Now I have images. Let's see if they come up. So there you go. So if you look at the disclaimer that's on that, we actually have talked about on this live stream before. It says, place a new vehicle retail order for 23 Ford F-150 Ranger Bronco Sport, I should say, Edge, Explorer, Expedition, Escape, or Mustang through a local authorized Ford dealer on or before 1/3 of 23 and lock in 3.9% APR for 60 months. Now, does not mention the Maverick in there anywhere.
Nope.
Second part of that, there's two asterisks.
Yep.
The other one says, not all buyers will qualify for the Ford credit financing. Of course, it's depending on credit. Not available on the Ford F-150 Lightning, F-150 Tremor, F-150 Raptor, Super Duty Bronco, or Bronco Raptor, Maverick, right there. Transit van, Transit Connect. Anyway, it goes on the other vehicles. So it mentions right there the Maverick is not. So I thought it was really funny that if you look at the article, the first paragraph does talk about that it's available on the Ford Maverick, but then later when it talks about what vehicles are excluded, the Ford Maverick's also listed. So they contradict themselves there. So anyway, it is not true. You cannot get 3.9% on the Maverick unless it is available when your Maverick comes in.
Yeah.
Which could be. Things could change this next year, and that could be. So I keep that in mind.
Yep.
All right.
So apparently you looked like Ghost Tim there for a minute.
I did. Oh, yes.
Yeah. They said, wow, I saw Ghost Tim for a bit there.
It wasn't loaded up, so it was just all white. All right.
Ghost Tim is just a legend to scare kids. It's like when you see a rock star for the first time and are devastated. Haha, just kidding.
I love our community. This is awesome. Okay. Anyway, so tonight's topic, I wanted to talk about the Copilot 360 packages. So if you did see the little teaser or trailer video to this live stream, I talked about the most of you know I drive an F-150 Lightning that has Blue Cruise. It is a Lariat, so it comes with the Blue Cruise and such. Love the features. So if, basically it's the hands-free driving version of that. We also have an Expedition XLT that has a special edition package. So it has the adaptive cruise control, the intelligent adaptive cruise control with lane centering. So I got a chance to drive this to Junction and back a couple times this week, or this weekend, I should say. And as I'm driving it, I maybe kind of think about the Copilot 360 suite of features and what's maybe wrong. What's Ford may need to rethink this availability, because here I am driving this vehicle that has adaptive cruise control with the lane centering. And if any of you have a vehicle that has adaptive cruise with lane centering, basically means that it's going to keep you in the center of your lane and it'll move you where it needs to be in that lane. So really, with your hands on the steering wheel, which it makes you put your hands on the steering wheel and it tells you, it warns you and tells you that, and it kept going off and bugging your mom. and I'm like, well, there's no reason to have it on there because I have to do that and I have to fight it because it might move me around. And I'm like, well, if you're just going to move around anyway, just let me take my hands off the steering wheel. And that's part of the Blue Cruise. So you're one step from going from intelligent adaptive cruise to Blue Cruise. So we'll get into what features I think should be included, but Blue Cruise should be one of those. And if you have the intelligent adaptive cruise with the lane centering, just give us the hands-free driving, because if you're going to control the steering wheel anyway. Anyway, so forgot to put this on here, but I will be doing a little bit of jumping on the soapbox during this section because I'm very adamant and I'm passionate about this, because I think that there's a lot of things that they are missing out on here. So, all right. So going into this. So
real quick.
Yes.
Is this the last year for Edge?
We don't know.
We don't know. Okay.
They're saying they're going to produce it through October of 23, but we don't know for sure. We think that maybe where they're making the Edge is where they're going to make an EV. So, we don't know any more than you guys know. There's a lot of talk about that in the Nautilus as well. That's where they're both made. Yeah. All right.
Just wanted to get that one out.
I want to do an overview of the Copilot 360 suite of features. So Ford calls these suite of features, most of them, if you look at it, they're almost all safety features. And so pretty much all vehicles come with this Copilot 360 suite of features. It usually includes about 5 features. One of them being the pre-collision assist with automatic emergency braking, collision warning, and the brake support. So basically means if there's someone in front of you, you're not paying attention, maybe they're turning, maybe they're stopped, and you're looking over, and then you look over and they hit their brakes or going much slower, it's going to alert you. Set it tones and lights up the dash that you need to brake and preloads the brakes. And just so you know, it is called automatic emergency braking, but unless you have the adaptive cruise, it actually doesn't brake your vehicle for you. Just want to make sure you know that. So we actually did a little research on that and found out that I've been talking about it in some of my videos that because it says automatic emergency braking, that it's going to brake the vehicle, but only if you have the adaptive cruise. So I wanted to let you know that. Also, Post-collision braking within the last couple years have been included in this too, as well as rear view camera, which is now standard on about every vehicle. The auto high beams that turns the high beams on if it's dark enough or you're not in the city lights and such. Now, this is where I usually like to tell a lot of my other videos that you can deactivate and activate about all these features through your driver alert, driver assist features. And then also most vehicles, you also get lane keeping system and the bliss with cross traffic alert with that standard equipment on it. I say most, because as you know, the Maverick does not. You have to have the Copilot 360 package on the Maverick to get those two features. So bliss is your blind spot information system. Also cross traffic alert means if you're backing up, it's going to alert you if someone comes behind you or is in that same locations. And then the lane keeping system, this is something that can be activated with or without your cruise. So it's not the same as lane centering. I like to make sure people know that, because there's some people in my family that thought it was the same thing and is different. So the lane keeping system allows you to, it'll allow you to get over the line. Lane centering keeps you in the center. So so anyway, as I mentioned, the Maverick does come with their Copilot package that gives you the lane keeping and the bliss. You have to add it as optional equipment. So I think it should be, this is one of the ones, this is what I think should be standard equipment on all vehicles. Bliss, cross traffic alert, lane center, or lane keeping system should be standard on all vehicles. As you can see, it's a $650 package, or even I think right around that. You know, bump the price by $500 and just include it right on the Maverick. Okay, and then there is a Copilot 360 Assist Plus package, and some of them, and there's also a new 2.0 package. And let me tell you the difference between those. So the Assist Plus, and I'm not talking about the Maverick, this is on other vehicles. Ours has Assist Plus package, and that's going to give you adaptive cruise with stop and go. So it's going to adapt your cruise control. You don't have to press your brake. It's going to slow you down to go the speed of the vehicle in front of you until you pass it. It'll automatically resume. You don't have to touch your brake or anything. Also gives you lane centering, so it's going to try to keep you in the center of your lane. And even if you have the hands on the steering wheel, you try to go over to your line, it's going to like fight you the whole way to want to keep you in the center of your lane. Also speed sign recognition, which means if it sees a speed sign, it'll adjust your cruise based on your tolerance plus and minus over the speed limit. So we like to go 5 over. So it's going to adjust it. If we're going 70 and we change and now we're in a 60 mile an hour zone, it's going to slow us down to go 65. Now, I say that's in some, because not all the vehicles that have the Assist Plus package will have the speed sign recognition. And then evasive steering assist, that'll help avoid you. So if you know you're going to hit them and you can't brake in time and you need to avoid and go around them, it'll assist in that. Now, you've had that experienced, right?
Yes.
How was it? Was it Lebo, right?
Oh,
that had that happen?
Yeah. Yes. We were driving down our street, and we have a very narrow street, but very busy street. So you have cars parked on either side, and then there's barely enough room for 1.5 cars to get through. So 2 cars getting through is hard. So he was driving, and another car was coming through already. So he didn't stop. He kept going and just barely swerved around the car parked in the street. And my truck started dinging at him to stop because the car in front of us had not moved. So he said he felt the steering wheel loosen up. So it did move around.
A little bit easier to turn.
He's like, yeah, I felt it loosen, and it was a little bit easier. And then I've had the pre-collision assist beep on me once or twice.
Yeah. I've had that happen. A lot of people, I have it happen to me when the person in front of me is turning and they're turning slowly. I'm like, get turned. I'm not going to brake. And right. So anyway, that was my impression of the alert. And then there's on the Maverick though, the adaptive cruise, the lane centering, and the evasive steering assist is actually part of a package on the Lariat trim with the Lariat luxury package. So I want to point that out, because there are some vehicles that people are going to get their Mavericks thinking that it's included in a luxury package because it was last year, and when they get it and they get that vehicle and start driving it on the highway, and they're not going to have the adaptive cruise, they're going to run in the back of somebody or something, because theirs will not have the adaptive cruise unless you add the Copilot 360 Assist package. So make sure you get that. We actually already received a trimmer where the person that came in, now it is now available, as you can tell. I'm not sure if it's because it was missing that or not, but they did not order the Assist package on there. And so you have a $38,000 trimmer that's here, Lariat luxury package. It has the trimmer package. It's $38,000. It's missing the adaptive cruise control.
Yep.
And it's only $750 ad. It'd still be under 39 if they did that. So that's why I don't know if that's one of the reasons why it's available, and they were upset and they didn't take delivery. I don't know, but it is available. And we just lowered the price a little bit today.
What I wonder is with the adaptive or the, what were we just talking about?
Adaptive cruise in that package.
No, the evasive steering assist. What if there's a car coming in the other lane? So it's not going to actually turn for you.
Correct.
It's just going to make it easier for you to turn. So it's going to loosen up that steering wheel and make your car easier to maneuver. So if there's a car in the other coming lane, it's, you know, kind of up to you to turn the other way.
Yep. If you don't, it's just going to assist. It's going to make it easier for the steering wheel to turn, like she said.
Yes.
It's not going to steer for you. So great question though. But again, remember, these are features that can be activated and deactivated. So like for me, I like all the other features about that package. Maybe I don't like the evasive steering assist. I can uncheck that box and it won't do it for me. So that's what's great about these features. And then also the 2.0 version of this gives you all those same features: intelligent adaptive cruise, stop and go, lane centering, speed sign recognition, evasive steering assist. And now for this year, or for this one, it also gives you the intersection assist, which means if you're going to turn into an intersection, and I've seen this happen where there's two lanes coming this way and there's one lane kind of in their blind spot and they can't see the other vehicle, and maybe that one's turning. That kind of happened to your mom. So when maybe that one lane's turning and the other one's coming and they can't see them, so they go ahead and start turning. If it senses and sees somebody there, it'll brake your vehicle, so that way you don't have that intersection, that hit in the intersection. So, which is cool. I haven't experienced that. Hopefully I don't ever. And then also a lot of these Copilot 360 Assist packages will also have the navigation, which, in my opinion, they should make that a standalone option or whatever, or just whatever, include it. Now, there's one other thing on top of that, and that's the active 2.0, Copilot 360 active 2.0. This is the one that gets you the Blue Cruise, and it gets you the active park assist. So those two features, and in some situations also gives you the phone as a key on the Lightning, if it allows you to have it. And so I guess my point on the Blue Cruise is basically you have the adaptive cruise going, you have the lane centering, and really it's already steering for you. At this point, it just has two sensors that make sure that you're paying attention to the road, and you can take your hands off the steering wheel. So now I've had some people say they don't like that, and I know if I use that with your mom, I took my hands off the steering wheel with the Expedition on our trip over there, and I said, it's pretty much a steering for us. So I took my hands off the steering wheel. She goes, put your hand on the steering wheel. She freaked out.
But yet he drives with her knee.
And I'm like, well, not very often. Shh, you don't say that. Don't say that on a live stream. Anyway, so, you know, here we are, you know, and I take my hands off the steering wheel, and in a second it tells me to put my hands back on the steering wheel, and it starts going off. I said, it'll tell me when I put it back on the steering wheel. But I said, that's pretty much, my truck does that for me. The only thing different is that it wants to know whether or not I'm paying attention. Just add, I just think if you have the adaptive cruise control and intelligent adaptive cruise and the lane centering, just give us the Blue Cruise. I mean, it's that simple. So I guess one of my soapbox, I'm going to go on the soapbox here, is why not just add the Blue Cruise? Leave the active park assist out. Just do away with the active package, in my opinion. So what Ford should do is add the Blue Cruise to any of the vehicles that have the lane centering and intelligent adaptive cruise control. Put the sensors on there. It probably isn't that much. And just include that in there. They're already doing that on the Mach-E. So if you go to order a Mach-E right now, the select on above, all four of the trim levels, actually comes with all the hardware for the Blue Cruise. On the select, you get it for 3 months for free, and then after that you have to sign up for subscription. So just do that on all the other models. Why on the Lightning do you have to go clear on up to the Lariat to get it? Actually, I think it's available on the XLT. Now that I think about it, I think maybe on the XLT, but right now they're having issues with the active park assist anyway.
Yeah.
You have to remove it on about every vehicle. So make that a standalone option. So that way it's real easy for you as a manufacturer to make that a standalone option. And then if people that add it on there, they just have to wait. And people that don't, when they're having issues, and then just keep the Blue Cruise and make it available on all the models. I think that, I mean, I don't know. I think it's a good system. And if you're going to already tell me how to steer, you just take it over and just let me not have to do it at all.
I like my lane keeping.
Yeah, lane keeping works pretty
I love
good.
my bliss and lane keeping.
So, and I will tell you, I am waiting because there are a couple things that I didn't mention here that are technologies coming out.
Mm-hmm.
We're seeing it in the Corsair at the launch of 23. We're also seeing it waiting for the OTA update, over-the-air update for the Mach-E will be the first ones to get it with a couple extra benefits. And one of them being the Bliss nudge, which I like. So if you're not paying attention and you go ahead and start to turn over into that lane and you're not paying attention to that light, then it's going to nudge your steering wheel and let you know there's someone there. And I like that feature. I can't wait till it comes over. Also, the repositioning of the lane centering. I think that's great because there's times where I have the lane centering and I'm a little too close to that center line and I don't like it with that big semi beside me, and it would reposition and move you over. And I can't wait for that to be bring it on over. And there's some other things too, but so there's some things. And if you have the Sync 4 and they bring those features and your vehicle has like the Bliss, it'll update the ones with the Sync 4 on automatically with the OTA. Okay. But if you don't have Sync 4, like the Explorer, then you don't get updated on that. So
do I have Sync 4? No.
Nope.
No.
You don't even have Sync 3 on yours.
I don't even have Sync 3? I thought I did.
Look at Sync 3. XLT is not. Doesn't look much different. You just get a couple extra features.
That's right.
Anyway, so there we go.
Also, a heads up to people who like to modify their vehicle. Aftermarket upgrades often interfere with the adaptive cruise control. It's been a big issue for Bronco customers adding the winch.
Also, yes, and the front camera and such. Also, the Lightning. If you do get a Lightning, don't put a level kit on it. It will mess with the Blue Cruise, from what I understand. Thanks to Town and Country TV, who went ahead and tested that theory out, and they leveled it out, and the Blue Cruise didn't work. I think they did it on XLT, so it didn't matter because they didn't have it. But yes,
now would fender flares mess with the sensors?
No, I don't believe so. No, their sensors aren't on the fenders; they're actually on the bumper, and then I think they're on the actual on the glass and such on the window.
I'm just thinking for our Maverick. Or a trimmer.
No.
We both specking it out.
No, shouldn't have any of that. Shouldn't have. I mean, you just want to put a hood scoop on it, right?
He wants to put a hood scoop, fender flares, the tailgate assist, window deflectors, and there's something else. Oh, bed cover, bed liner. Nope, it comes with bed liner, so bed cover. Okay. Never mind.
Right.
Get the bed liner.
Better not get the bed liner and the bed rails. You're not doing that, right? You're not getting that package combo?
No. Actually,
we'll just see how fast it gets scheduled.
I prefer if my vehicle hadn't come with bed liner in the Lux package, I wouldn't have gotten it on because I believe in letting your truck bed get dinged up a bit before you put it on.
All right. We'll answer questions now, so drop them down there. I actually see Jim's here. It says with ACC, that's Adaptive Cruise for those of you that we abbreviate it that way. If you rest your hand on the bottom of the steering wheel so that you're covering both sides of the bottom spoke,
it can think that both hands are on the wheel.
Actually, was testing out different places because at one point on most of the steering wheels, it's kind of has that little hold there where your hands are supposed to be 10 and 2, right?
Yeah.
And I put my hands right there, and it still was going off. And I'm like, I don't want to put my hand on the top of the steering wheel. If the airbags go off, I get nailed, right? And then
I never thought of that.
Really? That's why they say 10 and 2, is so that the airbag goes off, your hands go this way.
I didn't know that. You guys explain that to me.
So I actually did put my hand down there and I didn't notice it not go off. So maybe that does work because on the Expedition, there's a perfect position just for your hand.
Yeah.
And then on the sides, I noticed right under where it comes off, it wasn't going off. So anyway.
William McCann says, I checked out a Lightning at a dealership and they should include a ladder to get into it. Awesome truck. Ron P.
Mine has a running board.
Yes. Ron P says, Happy New Year. The start-stop button on the trimmer is the left of the hazard button near the radio controls. I was hoping it was gone.
Yeah. We did actually, I think we Where did we? Oh, it was a member video we did
Yes.
Friday.
I
We
went
talked
out
about it
and
in that
looked
video.
at
When we do different videos like this, I remember we talked about it in one of the videos.
Yeah.
When was that? Yeah. So we actually did see in our video, you can actually, that we did on the trimmer, you can actually briefly see where it's located. But
Yes.
yeah, it's there. Just been moved from the console up onto
Yes.
the
to a
instrument panel.
spot that I feel like would be more suited for it. Because the console seems to be more of a driving mode area and that type of thing.
And you might, although if you have your arm there, it's easy to just press it. So that would be the.
But I also have a 3-year-old who climbs through and will step on it.
Yeah. All right. What other questions we have?
Justin Gunter. My order is a 23 Maverick EcoBoost XLT, not scheduled. Thinking of adding the Lux package. Do you think adding it now will help or hurt me for getting scheduled?
Well, okay, so I think leaving it off. So actually, last Thursday night, the Facebook Live group, nobody's ever asked me this until that night. They asked me, if you were to order a Maverick, how would you order it? And I said, well, how fast do you want it? Because I said, if you want it fast and you want to stay hybrid, I would go XLT with nothing else. I wouldn't add a luxury package. I wouldn't add the Copilot, although I would add a Copilot just because I think it's that important. And I don't think that would delay it much. But the more of those things that are, I know it's still within capacity. And basically what Ford's saying, it's within the capacity, which means eventually within the model year, you get scheduled. But if you don't have it, the faster it'll get scheduled.
Yes.
As well as, the bed liner kit, the bed liners and that kind of stuff. So I said, if you want one quick, if you just want a Maverick, if you don't care which motor you get, go XLT, go EcoBoost, all-wheel drive, and enjoy it. Because you'll probably get scheduled the next month, and boom, you're gonna get your vehicle ahead of a lot of other people. You'll pass a lot of people by.
Yep.
If you have to have the hybrid XLT and such, so that's the way I'd go. And
But I always make sure to mention that if there's a feature that you absolutely want, look at what packages it's in. For example, I had to have a power seat, so I had to go at Lux package. I need to be able to tow a trailer, 4K tow package. So there's things that you necessarily need that you feel like you need.
Yep.
Copilot 360. I want the safety features when I'm driving with my kids.
And you wanted the all-wheel drive.
I wanted all-wheel drive, and I wanted to,
Yep.
have a safe, sturdy vehicle.
Yep. And I mean, I'm also a believer that if it's a factory installed option that you want, go ahead and add it.
Yes.
Instead of trying to go afterward.
Yes.
And so that's why I believe that too as well.
We
So
have a lot
I
of
mean,
people asking, should I ditch the hitch? And I'm like, well, first question, are you wanting to tow? And then we go from there. So
Yep.
that's always the first question is, what do you need this truck for?
on Reddit, somebody posted about the hitch, saying, "Hey, I'm gonna get my I forgot that I thought they all come standard with the hitch, and his came in without it." And he goes, "Well, I'm gonna add a what do you guys think of a Kurt hitch?" And I said, "Well, the hitch is fine." And they actually posted a video of a guy installing it. Never mentioned the wiring at all, and every time he kept mentioning putting a bike rack on it and such like that. And again, they don't talk about the wiring. So adding the hitch later,
Yeah.
again, you can add it, but you can't add the wiring without voiding the warranty or having electrical issues on the vehicle.
Yes.
So keep that in mind. So what I recommend for those that need the hitch, that's where I say go luxury package because it comes with a hitch and a bunch of other great features. Just I would stay away from adding the
Yes.
spray and bed liner and such because again, the more, even though all of those are within capacity, the more of those you put on your vehicle, the more everything has to just line up just right to get your scheduled, right? Because if it has to be, you got to hope that it gets scheduled the very first of the month. If it doesn't schedule like the first week of that month, the first scheduling, then more than likely you're not going to get scheduled. Other orders are going to pass you by because it's filling in holes after the first couple weeks of scheduling. And so that's another thing. You could adjust your order, after the first couple weeks and that kind of thing.
Okay.
All right.
Matt Murphy says, my carryover order is scheduled for week of 1/9. Does this mean my dealer has allocations or do I need to follow up with my dealer? That means you're
You
scheduled.
can answer. Yeah. It's like, you got this answered. I don't need all this.
The allocations are what you need to get scheduled. So like if the dealer has 10 allocations, that means that they can get 10 scheduled. Once you're scheduled, you're good to go.
Yep. You've already been scheduled, so you don't have to worry about any of that. You
Nope.
just have to sit back and wait for it
You
to
don't
get
have
built.
to worry
and
about
get shipped to you.
constraints or any of that. You are good to go.
Yep.
Okay.
Ford has said they can build yours.
Yeah. Let's see. Someone said, where did it go? Add 2.5 ankle weight to the 3 o'clock hand position, and you can run hands free with the 360 2.0. Not recommending, but it does work. Okay.
I won't recommend that. As a salesperson of a Ford dealer, I'm not going to recommend that. Let me know how that works out, though.
Sounds like he's already tried it.
It's funny.
Curious, Elizabeth Kittrell says, curious if when an ordered is scheduled to the day, is there a day of the week less likely to get moved?
No, I mean, I've seen it move around within that week, but not normally. Usually, once you're about a week out, it's not going to move. So.
Omaha. They will not open up order banks for Maverick until 2024. So
Yeah.
they are sold out for 23. They won't be opening mid-year or anything like that. So the next chance to order will be for the 24 model. All right. Omaha. Outlaw McArthur. Any Bronco news? Sorry, just started watching.
Nope. Ford was closed through yesterday. Today is the first day they've been open, so hopefully we find something out soon. Well, a lot of people want to know.
Yeah.
We're getting a lot of pre-orders on those from our custom building price on our website. But yeah, we got a lot of people wanting them. We kind of need to know that too.
Is there a reason a dealership can't order a Heritage as dealer stock right now?
Okay. For one, we can't order Broncos yet.
Yeah.
But we should be able to order the Heritage Edition. Heritage Limited is different.
Yeah.
Heritage Unlimited, pretty much you get what you get. You don't throw a fit.
Yeah. Ragnar Khan, a lot of people get the hitch as a just-in-case feature but have no real plans to use it, and some people only need a hitch for bike rack or something similar. Which is true. We got the 4K tow package only because we plan to have a camper and we want to be able to tow.
Mm-hmm. And see, I ordered my Bronco without it. Mm-hmm. I'll never need it. And then now I get it, and I'm like, I kind of would like to have a little pop-up camper so I can take it out camping and go off-road.
Yeah.
So now I'm kind of wishing I had the hitch and the wiring. So,
yeah.
But at least I can
get my truck.
At least I can get that added. I can't get that added. So.
Well, I mean, you can always borrow my truck.
Well, I have a truck. I could tow a little camper.
Well, I could tow the camper. We can take the Bronco, and we can just go to the campsite. We're good.
All right.
Let's see. I saw one. Is there a wait? I just read that one. At McArthur from Chris Overton, it appears that shipping logjam at the Dearborn plant is finally starting to break up. I finally got shipped out from AP59 on 12/31 after sitting there since 11/19, moving through Illinois.
Well, good. Good to know because we have a lot of F-150 Lightnings that are waiting, that are off-site, waiting to get shipped out. So that is good news.
Yeah. Ragnar Khan says, Heritage Bronco, if so, Ford is blocking dealers from submitting hardtop orders as dealer stock, and Heritage comes with hardtop standard. You can order a Heritage Limited, though. You can't order Heritage Limited, right?
Yeah, you can't order Heritage. Well, okay, so they do have a glitch in their system where they let you order it, but you'll never see it.
Right.
They won't ever schedule it.
Because what they're doing is
you're getting a demo. In a sense, you're getting a demo that you can sell right away.
Yeah.
So you're really not able.
But they're really just
you don't,
assigning it. You don't get to choose which one you get.
Yep.
They're just assigning, okay, you get this one and this one gets this one.
And it's between 2 different years. And we are supposed to get ours this year, but we don't know if we're getting a 4-door or 2-door. We don't know what color or anything.
No.
But yeah, that's the way they're going to get those. So, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, like he said down there. He said, but limited is
A production.
yeah, on the
limited, yes.
I hadn't heard that you couldn't order. We've ordered. Well, we haven't been able to order anything yet.
But we were able to take those rollovers and place them as a Heritage.
Yes. And he's saying dealer stock though.
Oh yeah.
If Ford is blocking dealers from submitting hardtop orders as dealer stock, and Heritage comes with hardtop standard.
Okay.
They can't order a Heritage Limited though. Yeah, so it's a glitch. Really, I mean, I mean, we can put dealer stock in, but until the retails are done, or if we, more than likely, if we put any dealers are going to be ordered, it's probably not going to be a Heritage because of the retail ones are going to be looked at first. Dealers that are seeing some dealer stock being scheduled, they're going to be Big Bends probably, if anything. So, and probably cloth tops. But
King Sunseri, my order went in for 23 Maverick on September 16th. Not a rollover, but put as a priority 10. What should I do? You're good. They must be putting all of their orders as a priority 10. But there's not really anything you can do except wait.
yeah. All right. Did you get James there?
I was just about to.
Okay.
My old 2020 Subaru Impreza had intelligent cruise. It was the most base model of Subaru and came with what I can't touch with my Maverick without top trim and an extra package.
Yep. And I know like a lot of Honda has standard adaptive cruise on theirs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
James Chapman, how long is a vehicle in production before shipping?
Depends.
Yeah. Depends on
Yeah, it
what's
depends on what
added
needs to be
and-
done, if it inspections, if it's and that kind of stuff. But typically, once again the order is looked at first, they pull the order. Usually about 10 days before the production date, it'll say in production. So a lot of times it can stay in production for 2 to 3 weeks before it's actually goes from in production to in transit. So.
For High For Low says, my dealer told me they don't know what Smart Vincent is and they don't have a certificate of inquiry or any private offer on my converted 22 to 23 order. They said wait for the VIN, and it was a Bronco order.
They just don't
They're
want
just messing
to,
with
they
you.
just don't
Yeah.
want to deal with it until you get a VIN, because I think at this point, I know that I've seen this with the sales and inventory specialists. They don't want to deal with fixing. Like I gave them a list. I did go through our Broncos, and about half of our Broncos are missing the private offers on them.
Ooh.
And they're all carryover orders. We know they are because they're 23s. And so I want to take care of it now. I want
Yeah.
that certificate number now, so I don't have to deal with it when it comes in, because we had one that came in. We finally got it resolved today, but it took like 10 days. And
Right.
I mean, we couldn't hand the paperwork in until we got it. We went ahead and delivered the vehicle, gave the customer the private offer amount off of their vehicle because we know we're going to get it. And then, but it took like 10 days before Ford could fix it and everything. So it's a headache once it happens. So that's why I'm trying to get those ahead of time. But they know what Smart Vincent is. That's a
Yeah.
flat out lie right there.
If you are asking questions, please put at Lon McArthur or at Sarah Davis in front of it, so that way we can see it more clearly. I am going through and trying to be super careful, but if you put one of those, then we know for sure.
See, I can see that at Lon McArthur. You can see that at Sarah Davis. So.
Yeah. Creddy says, I own a 22 Ford Escape SEL. Is it equipped to park itself? Please help. Escape SEL?
Park
Would it?
itself, no, it shouldn't. So, I believe I've done videos on the you're on the 22. I believe on the Escape you had to go up to the platinum
And you're
or
in
titanium.
Canada.
I think you had to go to titanium to get the park assist.
Would it be the same for Canada?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know how many hybrid Mavericks got carried over from 22? And if not, do you have a guess? Ford has not posted the number on that.
Yeah, they won't usually release that number. So, I'd say most dealerships I'm hearing about, what, 20 or 30% of their orders, their 22 orders were carried over.
Yeah.
I think was a good percentage. I think for us it was about 25%. I don't know.
Not sure how to say that one. Quick question. Will be adding a gun turret on top of my Maverick Lariat with EcoBoost. Void my warranty. Don't know.
Hopefully you're just joking. If not,
Well, I mean, you could add a gun turret for paintball.
there you go.
Paintball. I'm assuming paintball.
I would assume it probably would your
Yeah.
any kind of rust protection.
Yes, the rust protection. Yeah.
I don't know. Would you have to bolt it onto the roof?
I would say talk to your financer or the warranty special. I don't know.
I don't know.
Let's see.
Unless I'm not exactly sure what a gun turret is. I'm thinking of the games
gun
where
mount?
you put it on top of the
Yes.
top of the tank,
A gun mount.
right?
Yeah.
like a machine. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're right.
Let's move on.
Christopher, can a lightning go from a chip hold to a built status back to a chip hold?
Usually it'll say that it's the main status will say in production, and then usually it's the note on the side that says chip hold. The actual like secondary status will usually say that it's built, and it'll say chip hold. So usually probably the dealership is probably at one point telling you that it has a chip hold because that's the note on the side, and the next time they're saying that you check on it, it probably says built, but it probably says both built and chip hold. So technically it probably did not go from chip hold to built to chip hold. It's just that it always had that chip hold. It's just the second time they probably didn't see it over there.
Yep. All right. Dawn Herner says, any idea how many people have switched from hybrid to eco?
We haven't had that many switch over. We have a lot of ours that are just holding steady, and they're kind of waiting. Because really, I mean, not necessarily unless you're wanting to just switch so you can get moved ahead a bunch of carryover orders. At this point, especially people that are on a hybrid that have a new order, they're kind of waiting because they know there's still the 22 carryovers that need to get scheduled. So they're kind of holding out for that.
Yeah. Kimot05 asks, can McArthur Ford add window tints to the Maverick I ordered? I'm assuming Maverick comes without any windows tinted. We can add window tint.
The back windows and the back glass will have the factory, they call it privacy glass, which is factory tint for the back windows and back glass. We can add front window tint.
Yeah.
At a certain percentage of what they allow us in Kansas.
Yes. So. Now, if you're not in Kansas and your state allows a different percentage, you might wait to get it done there. Jocelyn says, love seeing the little ones on the Happy New Year video. Thank you. Archie, Tim, how many Amazon gift cards do I need to send you to up my priority code?
Can't buy us like that.
Cody says, nope, we answered that one. Scott Hatch says, are the chips for the 22 Mach-E Active Park Assist available to order?
Oh, the chips for that. So no, I know they made you take off the active park assist on those, but I don't believe so yet. I mean, a lot of these they said, oh, we'll retrofit. I don't believe so, but notice All Train Nation's in the house.
Yes.
Thank you. Missed your live stream last night, I don't think you guys had one. I looked. I kept looking on your channel. That's always my highlight on my Monday night.
Joe MC says, do you know when Mavericks order from the West Coast will get scheduled to be built? Looks like majority of them have been East Coast builds.
Don't know. I know that the Midwest, or at least the KC region, has been been on the DL for the last 4 weeks. So, of course, nobody scheduled the last 2 weeks, or this week or last week. But 2 weeks before that, the KC region didn't get anything scheduled either. So, I don't know. I would be surprised if the West Coast doesn't get scheduled, because that's where those hybrids are going to end. Most of them are going to end up anyway, or, well, not all of them, but you know what I'm saying. All right. And then someone said Blue Cruise requires the connected nav, and that is correct, because I actually have a video that I think I'm going to have go live this week that kind of goes into, hey, if your Blue Cruise isn't working, it's not activated. And so you need to make sure that your connected services are turned on. So you are correct. So, but that, again, that's something they could still provide. They're doing it on the Mach-E. There's no reason why they couldn't provide that on the others. And let's say you put it on there. If you're going to already have the lane centering, my point is, put the Blue Cruise on there and then allow me to pay for a subscription if I want to. So if I have the navigation that's only 3 months, then go ahead and allow me to pay for a subscription and to get the nav and that together. But but great point.
Benjamin Bosley, is trimmer Maverick still within their constraints? Currently have XLT EcoBoost order with you guys.
Let's look. I actually have this week's right here. 1-3.
Ooh. Commodity report.
So if you guys want to, we can answer any questions on this. If there's been any changes, which this is probably all about the same stuff, but there's Bronco. Changes on Bronco stuff. Probably not. A lot of times the changes would be if there's anything that's been scheduled. Since nothing's been scheduled on any of these that can't take new orders, they probably haven't changed. And like on the Maverick, since they haven't scheduled, it probably hasn't changed either. All right, so the trimmer package, 2% of the orders in the U.S. have the trimmer package, and their capacity is 8%. So well within their capacity.
Wait, I thought it was at 6% last time.
No, it's 8. It's always been at 8. Plus 6. And then the trimmer appearance is 3% capacity.
With 0%?
With 0. Means it's less than 1, basically. But
all right.
Yeah.
David says, has Ford started the new military discount for this quarter?
Tomorrow is when the new incentives come out. And military discount usually happens every quarter. So what they do is all the incentives are done quarterly. So the C&I department tomorrow morning, when we come in, we'll have the new incentives and everything available tomorrow to look at, and they'll get refreshed with new dates. That'll probably fall into, what is it? April. I don't have an easy way. No, it'll go to April 3rd. So April 3rd will probably be the new date, which is the first Monday.
Okay.
Because Saturday they usually don't plan it. So probably what it'll do is it'll reset to have the military discount be good through April 3rd of next. So which is the end of the first quarter.
Yep. All right.
Like
Christopher Sutton says, when I placed my 23 MAV order with you, the email got entered into Ford with a typo, so I have not received any emails. Sales reps said they would fix, but still nothing.
Okay.
Chris, yeah, if you want to email us, right?
Yeah, I mean, they said they fixed the email though, and still nothing. So the question is, so they're sending out emails every 45 days after your order. So we need to kind of figure, okay, 45, 90, we figure out where the next email would come out, and we should see it. So once we change that, Ford should have the new email address, and it should then get your next email. They want to get
an order confirmation?
They would get that one that says, due to constraints, your vehicle.
Right, but what about the order confirmation?
Nope, that only goes that. It's only, each step is initiated once.
Okay, so they probably changed it. So they got it fixed, but...
If you want to email us, we can make sure it's updated correctly. But if they did update it, then it probably is that you haven't gotten a new, because you won't get that confirmation email.
Yeah.
Since it's already gone out, technically, you wouldn't have seen it because it didn't go to the right email address.
Yep. Austin says, got my built notification on 12/15 for my 23 OBX BS. Still no notice of shipment yet. Cars coming from Mexico plant. Have you seen this type of delay with any of your 23 Bronco Sport orders?
And 22s. We actually have 2 22s that still haven't been shipped out from November out of there.
Yes.
Hate to tell you that.
Yeah.
Bad news, but there's still some 22 Bronco Sports that we haven't received yet.
Yeah.
That and haven't even been shipped out. They've been still sitting there. So, so yes, we are seeing that on the Bronco Sports.
Z says, how much do you charge for tint and heated seat installation per window and per seat? That would be an aftermarket question.
I think it's, I don't know, maybe 150 on the front windows. I don't know.
Possibly. I want to say it's around there, but
yeah, 120 or 150. I can't remember which. And the heated seat, I have no idea.
You want to give us a call and ask for aftermarket or Niles? They can certainly help you out with that.
Niles is the guy.
Yes. Vicky Mahathi says Vicky is now typing and can tell the difference between Vicky Dell and Victor. Clarence Roller says, Tim, has Lon McArthur done the TSB on Maverick brakes yet? I'm wondering if I made a difference. Mine is being done tomorrow.
No, but to be honest, I don't really communicate that much with service. You know, they don't really keep me updated unless I ask them to and such. So, yeah, I don't know. So, but let us know.
Yeah.
You're having yours done tomorrow.
Daniel says, what safety equipment comes standard on the 23 Transit 250 Cargo XL trim?
That's a good question.
Yeah, that one's...
I don't do videos on the Transits because they're kind of like sometimes like the Super Duty cabin chassis where there's so many different configurations. It's hard for me to do those. And I just kind of, most of the people that are getting a Transit are fleet, so I just direct them towards our fleet manager. But I don't know. I'd assume as much of the Copilot 360 features as I mentioned, you know, probably does get it's going to probably get the pre-collision assist, the the post collision braking, rear view camera, probably auto high beams, hopefully the bliss and lane keeping, but I don't know for sure. But I assume all those, even on the XL. Like if you look at an F-150 XL, it has all those features. It has lane keeping and it has bliss, but a Maverick doesn't.
Yeah. Rolls 44 says, I had to pause and the chat is far ahead of my feed. I wanted to add that the front alerts will show up on the productivity screen when the windshield is not entirely defrosted. I can attest to that. I get a notification on my screen that says sensors are blocked. So it doesn't like it when my windshield's not fully defrosted before I start driving. Sometimes rain, really heavy rain will do that too. Lonnie Geisler. Sarah, Tim, Lonnie said, how many XLT with hardly nothing on it may get your scheduled faster, but then I recalled you said no allocations, no trucks. I'm the guy who changed my order from XLT to XL hybrid.
Yeah, we have allocations.
Yeah, we have allocations.
If you have your order with us, so yeah, we have 25 allocations that haven't been used that are going to get rolled over to next month, because I think next week is new allocations for January, and so we're going to have 25 roll over into next month.
Yeah.
So yeah, we have plenty of we have allocations. It's just we need them scheduled. So anyway, and we need our carryovers to get scheduled too. So.
Thank you, Andrew Barley. Hey, Tim, got my confirmation from Ford on the 16th at 3:33 p.m. for my Maverick Hybrid XLT. What do you think the chances of me getting it in 23 are?
Wait,
so you got your vehicle ordered on the 16th at 3:33.
Oh, okay. So
and it's a hybrid XLT.
Okay, I see what you're saying now. Okay, the September 16th. All right. So man, pretty good. It's the 16th, which is the first day that pretty much any orders could be put in. So I would definitely say it's a pretty good shot. So.
Yep. Branson MG, did you say the 23 Maverick Lux has navigation? It does not.
No.
At least on XLT.
No. And it does on the Lariat trim with the Lux package. You get navigation.
But you almost don't need it. I just plug my phone in using my USB cord and I'm good to go. What percent of window tint on the back windows are on Maverick? They don't really say. They just say privacy glass.
Yeah, they just say privacy glass. I'm not sure what the percent is.
So I would figure it would be legal in all states.
Yeah.
Benjamin Bosley says, I would definitely go get built this year with trimmer. Thanks for answering my questions. Kira Fuga, I know you are US based, but do you know any info about what's going on in Canada for constraints?
I don't. I would recommend you watching Johnny's Car Karen reviews and post questions on there. They typically will do a live stream on Monday nights at, I believe, 7 p.m. Central. And if I remember right, or 6:30, check out his channel because he's out of Canada and he'll answer it. He can answer those questions for you.
Alan, at McArthur, when I called Ford last time, they told me they gave me my military discount number. Okay. Ragnar Khan says, have you guys explained connected navigation versus connected built-in navigation before? Similar features, vastly different functionality after the trail expires. Burns people a lot.
Okay, so, all right, basically the connected nav gives you basically 3 months of service. And then after that, you have to pay for a subscription. The built-in navigation gives you 3 years of service before you have to pay for it. So yes, for those of you that, and people say, well, is the screen going to really expire? And from what I understand, yes, it does say that. It says that if you do not, after the trial ends, that you will not have access to the navigation. So yes, that is correct.
Yep. A Del Real says, could you check the black appearance package capacity numbers? Thanks.
10% is the capacity on the black appearance package. I'm assuming you're talking about the Maverick.
Yep.
Because the black appearance package is available on other models. Right. But I believe that hasn't changed any.
Creddy says, have you heard any issues with the brakes of the 22 Escape? Backing out makes noise. I would take it to your local service and have them check the brakes for you.
Okay, so capacity in the U.S. is 10%, and 8% of the orders are black appearance package, so it's getting close to its capacity.
Okay. Peace out with Paul says, are the military discounts just for active military, or are veterans also included in this discount?
Well, you have to go to fordsalutesthoseWhoserve.com, and it'll give you, and you pretty much sign up instead of having the dealer do that for you. I will say this, it's usually just active, which is a shame, because those that have served deserve it as well. I mean, come on, Ford, it's only $500. Come on.
Yeah.
Really. So.
Andrew Barley, thank you for the tip. Hey, Tim and Sarah, my next order will be a big bin with 2-door Sasquatch package, eruption green. Have you ever seen an eruption green on your lot before? Is it Grace's eruption green?
It is.
Yeah.
She's got a Bronco eruption green.
My cousin, who's also a sales assistant here, has a Bronco Raptor in eruption green.
We have a Mustang in eruption green right now too.
Mm-hmm. Yep, it's a pretty color.
Yep, I like it.
Paul S says, can you point me to some documentation where it says the remote start package comes with 2 key fobs?
The remote start package comes with 2 key fobs.
On the Maverick?
So the remote start, it's going to be on each of the remotes. So you get 2 remotes, so it's going to be on the remotes.
But he's saying it comes with 2 key fobs with it. Yes.
Yeah, they're going to be on.
But he's wanting documentation about that. Try Ford, or you go and build out your build and price. It might show it on that option.
I mean, it's. I don't know. I mean,
if
you can, I mean,
if you got it and you didn't get 2 keys,
then talk to the dealer.
Talk to the dealer. They might have lost one.
Yeah, but if you add the remote start as a standalone option on the Maverick, it comes basically your keys. The key fobs will look different. So the difference is it'll have a remote start on the key fob. So you're going to get 2.
In fact,
you already get 2 key fobs, right?
Mine are not here. Mine's in my truck.
But you're gonna, and I don't carry a key fob anymore. My Lightning. This is my key fob for my Lightning. Anyway. So yeah, it's going to come with 2. Now, if you get the aftermarket one, it'll come with 2 separate ones that you put on each of the key rings. It'll come with 2. So yeah, you're going to get 2. I mean, I don't know about giving documentation, but I can just tell you that that's fact. In fact, one of the things they mentioned at one point where they were going to, on the XL and XLT, they're going to give you 1 remote key fob and 1 manual key. But then they says, unless it has the remote start, then you get 2 keys. And that's another proof of that too. So that's why I was recommending to some people, if they ever go to the where you get on the XLT 1 depopulated key, if you want to make sure you get 2 key fobs that are keyless entry, add the remote start and you'll get it. So that's a way of making sure you get it.
All right. Heidi, any idea when the Windows sticker will be viewable on Ford tracking site if build date is supposed to be 110? I have hybrid transition from 22.
I would be surprised if it's not there now. So just keep checking it, because it could be any day now. But I wouldn't be surprised if it's not there now. Now that Ford's open, try it again tomorrow.
Yes.
It probably is there.
Lonnie Geisler says, my dealer St. Louis says no allocations all year.
It's hard for me to believe.
Yeah.
Are we talking Maverick? Because Ford promised that every dealer would get at least 1 Maverick allocation. Every dealer in the country, even if they're a small dealer that did get a lot of orders. That was one of the reasons I was kind of like, we're going to make sure every dealership gets at least 1 Maverick or whatever. And I'm like, so there you go. So I would be surprised if they're not getting at least 1. In fact, actually right now, that's not the truth, because unless they knew ahead of time that their prediction was they would get no allocations for the year, that's a possibility, but they would have to have no orders as well. Now, allocations are done on a monthly basis. Like right now, we know last month we had 25 allocations left. We had a total of 43 for December.
So maybe they're seeing that.
And in a week, we're going to know what our allocations are for January. So we don't even know how many we're going to get in January. We know we have 25 that are getting carried over to January because they're not scheduling this week. But to next week, we'll know how many allocations we get for the Maverick. We won't know until then.
Scott H says, Tim, are you in tomorrow? I would like to move forward with the purchase so I can get a flight booked. If he wasn't, I would be.
Yeah, I'll be here. I actually do come in at 9:30 tomorrow. So
very rare that one of us is not here.
Yeah.
Or that both of us are not here at the same time. Jane Hanks, will I get an email when my Maverick has a build day? Yes.
Yes.
You will get
You should-
confirmation that you have been scheduled.
Yeah, you should get a scheduled build date. Last year they were like not sending it out until you got closer. Now they're actually sending it out. You missed Branson there. He said.
I did.
He said window tint in Georgia is 32%.
Okay.
I don't know what it is around here.
Nope.
don't
For
get
high, for low says my dealer won't tell me how many Bronco orders are ahead of me or how many Bronco allocations they have for 23. They gave me a lower priority code to Bronco orders that have less constraints. You see it?
Okay.
It's under.
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah.
Ahead of me is, for one, we don't, any of the 22 orders that got carried over to 23, if you look, technically there is no line. They all have the exact same date on them. Whatever the date was when they carried the order over from 22 to 23, all of the orders have the same receipt date of that day. Unless you made a significant change to the body code, then it didn't move to a different date. So technically there's no line. At this point, it's about capacity and about constraints and about configurations than it is anything else. So just keep that in mind. It does say they gave a lower priority code to Bronco orders that have less constraints. Well, that's not fair, because Ford's going to take it in whatever way they need to. They don't have to prioritize those orders to do that. Doesn't make sense. Now, if they wanted to go through their orders, and we didn't do this, but if they wanted to go to their orders and say, hey, these are the ones that have been waiting for over a year, whereas these other people just ordered the first time in 22 and gave a higher priority to those orders, that would make some sense if they want to do that. We didn't do that for our orders this year. Wouldn't have been a bad idea to do, but we only have 30 yet to get scheduled. And Ford's supposed to schedule all of them before they start taking new orders, or at least most of them. So I would be surprised if you don't at least get a scheduled build date before new 23 orders are taken. So,
ML Culpepper asked, did the trimmers you receive have both types of floor mats, the carpet and the all-weather?
I do know for a fact the vehicle I did a video on had the all-weather mats, but I don't know if it had the carpeted mats. I didn't see them. I didn't look for them either. But
yeah,
according to the order guide, but we know how that worked at the end of 22, where vehicles were coming in without the carpeted mats altogether, and we're like, you're supposed to have carpeted mats.
Yeah.
So according to the order guide, you're supposed to get the floor liners with front carpeted mats. That's the way the order guide reads. So the carpeted mats could have been in the underseat storage. I didn't look under there.
Yeah. Alan said, I'm a retired vet and I got my discount.
There you go. Again, go to fordsalutesthosewhoserve.com and fill that out, and it'll let you know.
Says the military discount is available to active members, retirees, and veterans who leave within 24 months per the website.
Okay, I was thinking there was a timeline there, but I wasn't sure. So recent retired vets then.
KLC 317, you have not missed the live video. We are still here. I have a tentative ETA and ship status. Great news after a January order and a 23 switchover. Yay.
Oh, somebody said Kansas window tint is 35%.
Yes, I was just getting to that.
I usually don't get front window tint. I like people to know who's driving.
Yeah. Let's see. Okay.
All right, so then,
Heidi.
No window sticker yet.
No window sticker yet. Congratulations on your build date.
I was going to say, you might check and see if they moved the build date on you.
Yeah.
It might have been moved out to like the week after or something, and that may be why your window sticker's not available.
And he says, wanted to end by saying thank you to both of you for all your time and effort over the last year. And Andrew, thank you for the tip. Says, one last question. Tim, have you ever driven a two-door 2.3 Bronco? Seems like it should be adequate power, and I know the motor has been around for 4 years.
I have not driven one, to be honest. I'm not a huge fan, other than like sometimes I'll drive vehicles back to our picture building to do a video. I don't typically take a lot of like customer vehicles. All the Broncos we've received have been ordered for other people.
Yeah.
So we haven't really, I guess we do have some used ones, but I haven't taken the time
to really go out and look at them,
to drive them and such. I actually wanted to see what a two-door with a 2.7, because I think that would be crazy. But yeah, I think that the two-door with the 2.3 is adequate. I have a four-door with a 2.3, and I think it's adequate with, I do have a Roush cold air intake, or a Roush kit on it, so it actually breathes a little bit better. But and helps with the fuel economy a little bit too. But I would assume the 2.3 is going to be plenty. Again, depends on what you want to do with it. You know, if you want to go racing with it, then probably not. But anyway.
Yeah. Adam Grattan says, "Where are your energy drinks tonight?"
I have mine right here in my Ford Video Guy koozie, which you can get if you're a member. By the way, I do have the G Fuel the Boys compound, and actually, I didn't realize until my son mentioned this to me, but some of these flavors have more caffeine than others. So I went today with the 300 milligram of caffeine instead of the 140 today. But there you go, and this is one that's available on the base set.
Yep.
That you sent me.
Yeah, you got G Fuel for Christmas.
From our friend Kevin.
Yep, Kevin, and then Lebo and I. Yep.
Joint venture there.
Yep.
All right.
ML Culpepper. Anyone know if the Trimmer Mav has a limited slip front differential? The only Focus RS didn't, but the last RS version did.
No. Yeah, my video I talk about the rear locker, and I don't think it mentions anything about the front. So.
Welcome to the membership, Bill.
All right.
Make sure
what's a koozie.
Make sure to send me your email. Sorry, not to send me your email. Send me an email with your address, and I'll get one sent out to you this week.
Yep.
If you've joined up in the membership and you have not emailed me your address, please do. We want to send you some little goodies.
All right.
But Adam Grattan, I do not have an energy drink because I drank mine today, and I'm trying to be better about my health and not drink so many energy drinks.
I usually drink like 2 energy drinks a week. And it's on the live stream.
I drink 2 a day.
Because, I got to keep my energy going into the evening a little bit. I notice the days that I don't drink energy drinks in the afternoon, I get home, Wednesday nights, I usually fall asleep, take a little nap.
But granted, I have ADHD, and so for me, it helps me focus. So I drink 2 a day. It gives me a little bit of perk, but also helps me focus. So I drink mine while I edit videos, because otherwise I fall asleep.
All right, we got a person that has a trimmer order with McArthur Ford placed on September 19th, which is the first day of the trimmer orders, though, by the way. Only added the Copilot 360. Is it possible it may not get built at all? I believe it will.
Yes.
For one, your EcoBoost, and for two, we know we're within capacity on the trimmers. It's just a matter of time. And like I just said, September 19th was actually the first day we could order a Maverick trimmer. That actually, it didn't actually open up till 4 o'clock that day when they did because they do a refresh in their system at like 3:30 or 4 our time. And so the 19th was the first day, and so you got yours in the 19th. That means we put it in for you that night. So that actually is as early as you could probably get on one of those. So once you have any priority 10, 11, 12, 13s, you're probably going to be getting scheduled pretty soon, I would say.
Kevin 05, I have a trimmer order with oh wait, you just read that one. I sent it. Niles is here with us. McArthur Christian says if you order an XLT with Lux package, if it says within the 35% capacity, it should get built at some point during the year. Yes.
Again, within capacity, within allocations, and with the configuration. So
there's a lot going on.
Again, if you have XLT Lux and you have the hybrid, you have to fight not only the constraint for the XLT Luxury, but also the hybrid, which is also at 35%. So again, there's 2 constraints that you're working with there to get scheduled. So again, according to what they say, you should get within the year. If you're an EcoBoost, I say yes, not a problem. But if you're a hybrid, I think because only 35% can be built as a hybrid, and there's 70% of the orders are hybrid, that could maybe throw into the hitch there. Now, Niles is here, so let's just bring something up with Niles. Niles, if you missed it earlier, some people were asking a price on our front window tint and percentage of the tent. And what else was the other thing they asked for?
Heated seat installation.
Oh, how much would it cost to install heated seat on their Maverick?
Yep. While we wait for that,
You'll put it in the chat. We got Andrew again.
Yep.
Thank you, Andrew.
What tire and rim setup did you put on your Bronco? I like the factory rim on the Sasquatch package. Keep up the good work.
Okay, so I added the Roush R package to mine. So I knew I wanted some sort of wheel added to it because I didn't like the factory one, and like a 35-inch BF Goodrich. So what we do, the Roush R package, actually what Roush sends does not come with tires, but as part of the package with all McArthur, we add the KO2 tires. So they're the 35-inch tires, and then the Roush package. I love the Roush wheel on that. So I got that, and the biggest thing I got it for was the wheels, tires, and I wanted the cold air intake and exhaust. So both of those are pretty awesome on that. So, all right.
Niall says front window tint on the Maverick is $150 with a lifetime warranty. We try to remain legal with your state. So
Whatever your state
whatever
says.
your state says, we
There
can
you
do.
go. All right. Did you get Costa? Did we do that one?
Ford Maverick Hybrid 23 got some brake issues as 22 because software update for 22 fixed 70%. I'm unsure of what you were trying to say there.
Oh, maybe she was just answering somebody from earlier. Ford Maverick. Got some brake issues as 22.
Okay.
Oh, so same brake issue as 22.
Right.
Software update for 22 fixed it. So, okay. So probably have to do that as well. So.
A Del Real says, do you know if you or any dealers getting any fleet maps soon? I have an X-Plan code that just became available.
Don't know. Fleet deals require a fleet code, not just an X-Plan. So I don't know if you knew that or not, but X-Plan doesn't mean you get fleet. So that's separate. So you have to have a fleet dealer code or a fleet business code to get fleet discount. I don't know. Right now, all of our Mavericks that are ordered are spoken for. So by customers. Well, except for the one that came available.
Yeah. What from Nibandco? What is the coolest, weirdest, most interesting car, new or used, that has come through your inventory?
Wow.
The Pettybilt?
Well, that's pretty cool.
I like that one. It was what was it? Super Duty? Right?
No.
I remember it because I was 6 months pregnant, giant belly with my first baby, and I had to picture it, and it was lifted. And the crazy thing is, it could be lifted higher. It had
that one.
It could be moved up and down, and so they needed pictures of it all the way lifted. So I'm 6 months pregnant, pulling myself into this truck where I'm almost chin level with the running boards. So I'm swinging myself into this, and so I pictured it once. And then they were like, oh, wait, we need it at different height levels from the side. So we need you to take it again. So I had to go out to the bricks. And of course, it's lifted all the way up. Swing myself up in, get it back there, take pictures at different levels, take it back out, park it on the bricks. And then I get out to make sure it's parked correctly. And I pull myself back up into it one more time to shut it off. This guy goes, how are you doing that? I've seen you get into that 3 times now. I'm like, practice. But no, I think that's my favorite, most interesting one because it's a Pettybilt Ford truck and it would raise and lower, and I had to picture it multiple times while pregnant in August.
We've had a bunch, but I don't know. I mean, we've had
some non-street legal that are fun. We've had to have someone that's authorized to drive them.
We traded for a helicopter.
A couple of boats.
Traded for a helicopter, some boats.
Bulldozer, right? Or no?
There's a big, what is that big? There's a big like tank thing in there in the service department.
Yes, the tank that's in there.
I don't know. I don't think we traded for that.
No, it's just getting serviced here. Didn't West trade for what am I thinking of? A dump truck?
I don't know, but he probably kept that.
Yes, for the farm or for the winery. But yeah, there's been quite a few different things here. Let's see. One about the 6 month. Z, if you want to send me an email.
Yep. we can help you out with, I
can
think,
help
what
you.
you're looking for there.
Yeah. Niles said heated seats have a 3-year, 36,000 limited warranty. We offer $475 per seat. However, this is a aftermarket option that is on the side of the seat next to its adjustments, not
OEM.
OEM.
Yeah.
Niles, do most states follow AS1 line rule? I've been wanting a 70% tint for a long time, but every state I've lived in doesn't allow the tinting below the AS1 line. So
You're not speaking my language.
the AS1 line. So if you look at your windshield, there's going to be that.
Oh, for the windshield. Okay.
Yeah, for the windshield. There's going to be that line, and that you can't put a certain tint below that line.
We do the glare strip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Andrew Barley, Tim, I'm looking for possibly getting a new work truck, F-150 XL Coyote motor, 2-wheel drive. What are the time constraints on getting that from you? That was from Andrew Barley.
Oh, up there. I didn't.
Yeah.
Totally missed it. All right.
We're having fun chatting about cool cars.
Yeah. 2-wheel drive. F-150s, I don't know it'll take that long, being an XL and such, and not having a lot of constraints. It may get scheduled pretty quick. It's just hard to tell. We do get a lot of F-150 allocations, so we probably could get one probably fairly quick, but it's hard to tell until we put it in there.
Ketbot said, question for Niles, can you install air design fender flares on Maverick? How much for install? And Maverick said, Niles, you have been renamed Maverick, but he said, we can install those flares. Let me get with Body Shop on labor time.
There you go. Says Tim, if someone this is Archie, says, if someone cancels their order or walks from their Maverick hybrid, do you sell it at MSRP or do you mark it up? And is there a wait list for that possibility? We do mark them up. Well, I would say
to market value.
Yes, we price it at market value, which again we adjust constantly. Like I just said, I had a 2-hour internet or our new inventory and pricing meeting. So every Tuesday we go through and we see how fast we're selling our vehicles, what's our inventory look like, and where we want to set our goals for and such, and how quickly are we achieving those goals, and we reprice things accordingly. And also we reprice based on how long we've had it. Yep. We just lowered, a bunch of F-150s down, to something. But right now, the Mavericks hybrids are going, we can't keep them in stock for 20 minutes at $7,500 over MSRP.
Yep.
So we haven't had a hybrid available for about 3 months.
That's right.
It's been probably since February or November or something since we've had availability for one of those. Most everything we've been getting in that people haven't taken have been EcoBoost, and we price most of the EcoBoost at $3,000 over MSRP right now. So that's about the market on the EcoBoost. Seems like at $3,000, we usually sell them within a week. But anything, up above that, it sticks around longer.
Yeah.
We're testing the market on this trimmer. We have a trimmer right now. We don't know where that price is going to be because nobody has one online yet. We're the first one to have one online. On eBay. So, we're testing it out where the hybrids are usually at. So we started out last week at 10 grand over, which a lot of people are saying shame on us. And that's true. But like I've said, this is, if, we could probably sell it, 100 times over at MSRP. But we'll just see where it ends up at. Yeah. So, it's just, it is it's simple economy, if it's blind demand. You couldn't even, the order banks only stayed open for 5 days. We need to remember that.
Yeah.
Why? It's because everybody wanted to buy one at MSRP and they were good with that. So, again, the demand is there for over MSRP. The hybrids are still going for $5 grand at $7,500 over. So we'll see where that trimmer ends up at. I actually have a bet with the general manager, so we'll just see where that ends up, because I have a theory on what it's going to take to get down to before it sells without that Copilot 360 assist package. And so we'll just see where it ends up before it sells.
Yep. As for getting on the list for, if one becomes available, give us a call. We'll get you set up with sales, and they'll get you on the list with the salesman, or just so that you can be contacted.
Yeah, because if you contact, if we get a hold of us, we'll get you to the salesperson because they actually can. They're kind of have
They're seeing
they're seeing
in real
it.
time. Sometimes he gets to recording a video or I'm editing, and we don't see when becomes available. So if there's something specific you're looking for, the salesman can help you out with that.
Yep.
Scott's random journey questions are question: Are 100% disabled vets exempt from sales tax? That sounds like a finance question.
No, I believe.
I don't know.
No, I mean, disabled vets. I
Yes.
don't know on that. I was going to say vets would still have to pay sales tax, but disabled vets, I don't know. Yeah, that is a great finance question.
Yep.
So.
Doug Wallace asked, "What is the cost for ceramic coating on a Bronco?" And Niles did answer that one as well. The body is $14.95 for the body and painted surfaces. We can do gloss wheels for an additional $250 and all windows for another $250. So I know we've had that question multiple times. So there you go. What happened to the F-150 Rattler?
We have 4 now.
Yes.
We have 4 available, and we just lowered those to MSRP.
And
today.
I just finished that video.
Yeah,
Yep,
that video's
that'll
gonna
go live tomorrow.
That'll go live tomorrow, and there's a situation we were talking about over MSRP. We wasn't sure the Rattler package sold out pretty quick on the F-150 as well, within like a month of that being launched, which is an off-road package. You'll see the video tomorrow night.
Yep.
We weren't sure where that went, so we actually priced it at $3,000 over MSRP, thinking that since it sold out so quickly, people are gonna be looking for these. Today we lowered it down to
Yes.
MSRP.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, again, we try to sell things. We want to sell vehicles because that's how we get allocations. So we're not going to hold on them too long before we lower the price and find out where that number is.
Yep.
So, or somebody can say, "Hey, I'll take it for this much. Will you take it?" And we'll negotiate and we'll figure out where it comes.
Yeah. Vicky Dale says, "Please contact Blake for bolts, please. Several people want my truck. They cannot sell it. It's not in their inventory."
Blake for bolts. I don't know what that means.
For the recall. She's saying it's just 4 bolts.
Oh, well,
get this
that
going.
dealer has to. Okay, so once we initiate a sales contract, that's when the dealer can get the parts in.
Yes.
But not until then. So that's where you need to contact Darren and get that taken care of, and let's get that figured out. And we're gonna need your credit app, that kind of thing, to get
But
that
they
all
cannot
rolling.
sell it.
Nope, it's not in their inventory, so there's no way for them to sell it.
We sell it.
Yep.
So don't worry about that. They cannot sell it out from underneath you, and we are not going to sell it
And
out
I believe
from underneath you.
and I
either.
believe the person that is in charge of the courtesy delivery for that dealership has the keys now, so it's not going anywhere.
No.
So we're good.
Hi, Mark Shee. Welcome. Mike Mahathi, I don't say shame on you. If we truly want to live in capitalistic society, we must accept the economic concert of supply and demand. Christian, when this year would you give up the weight on hybrid and switch? April? Question mark?
Oh, I'd probably look and see how dealers are doing with carryover orders first. If you have an order with us, we can kind of, if you're watching live stream, we'll keep you updated on that. But that's probably let's get it to where we're to the new orders, and then we start thinking about it. So it could be March before we see that happen, before we start considering that. But April, yeah, maybe. And something else to think about, talking about, Mike kind of initiated my thought process in that, is that, believe it or not, everything has gone up in price.
Yes.
I mean,
Everything.
mean,
Milk, eggs.
I went and got something to eat. It was like, oh, I went to Chipotle.
Yeah.
Right? It cost $14 just for a bowl.
Yeah.
Right? It's like doubled. Mm-hmm. So,
It used to be $9. I remember because in high school, Mom would send us to our swim meets with $15, and I could get that and chips and be good.
And I know that some of that is just because their supplies have went up in cost, and that's different than what we're doing on the MSRP, going over MSRP.
Yes.
And I get that it's different. I do understand that.
Yes.
I know you call me out in the comments about that. I do get that, but I'm just saying that, you know, and I always like to use an analogy. If you're selling your house, would you take over what the market says that it's worth if somebody offered it to you?
Yeah. Ragnar Khan says 4 of them. Wonder if I should make a trip to Kansas. Well, if you want to see them, they're all on our website now. The Rattlers.
They're not all pictured though.
They're not all pictured.
We have 2. I think. We got to work on that tomorrow morning. By the way, it's on our schedule.
What?
Getting vehicles pictured. We got some new vehicles that need wash line to help us out.
Okay.
We'll get into that.
Good to know. Any active recalls on the Maverick? There's two.
Well, most of the vehicles built right now aren't going to have them.
That's right.
So they're all going to be taken care of.
Yeah.
So all your 23s shouldn't have any recalls on them.
Yeah.
So maybe a TSB on the brakes, but
Yeah.
that might be the only thing.
And McArthur says, if you sell for MSRP, the buyer could turn around and sell for thousands over. Ideally, not taken vehicles would be offered to another waiting customer for MSRP or slightly over. And yes, we do that.
We have actually, we see that on the Facebook groups are the worst about this, about saying how we're criminals and all this other stuff and everything. But they'd be the first one to buy it at MSRP and then turn it around and sell to somebody else as well.
Yeah. But we do try and offer anything that becomes available. If we have people that have an order with us already for a 23, we do try and find a match for them. If they're willing to take one.
The Tremor is one that, and if you do have a Tremor order with us, a Lariat without the adaptive cruise package, and you want this one, then we can work something out probably for you. But typically
we do
most
try and make a deal.
Yeah, we know that though, getting a Tremor scheduled is going to probably be a lot easier this year with the way within capacity. So that shouldn't be an issue. So I think that's why most people are waiting on theirs.
Andrew Barley, Tim, I think I noticed that Big Ben 2-door has window tint in the back, but the base model just has regular tinted glass. Is that the differences?
Usually your base model will not have the privacy glass on it.
Yeah.
Typically.
And then Doug Wallace says, Law McArthur, do you think Ford will open Bronco order banks in 23 or wait till 24? And they've pretty much guaranteed that they're going to open in 23.
Yeah, they gave us our allocation number for new orders. They said you guys are going to get about 80 allocations for new orders, but that was several months ago. And they did give us a timeline of February, and so we're not to February yet. So, February comes and goes, and they don't say anything, then that'd be something. I think we'll hear something this month. Maybe.
Chris Byrne says, hey there, can you tell me if I should worry that my dealer cannot confirm my private offer for my Bronco? I ordered on November 12th, 21, no change to order Badlands 2-door.
I will say a lot of people are having issues getting the private offers to show up.
Yeah.
Like I said, we have about half of our orders are carryover 22 to 23, which is 70 of them. I'd say we probably have at least 30 that aren't showing up. And I sent my list to the sales and inventory manager, our specialist, and we'll see what happens.
Yep.
It is an issue, but if the dealer does the right thing, they can contact the sales and inventory specialist. Hey, we got a VIN, it's here. We need the certificate number so that we can file for an exemption, and they're supposed to provide that. Ours, we finally fought, and we got it, but it was after the customer took delivery. We went ahead and sold it, and we gave them what that number. They even said, "What are you supposed to be getting?" And we showed them the picture. According to this, he's supposed to get 3220, and so they gave it. Finally, we got it today once they were open. Of course, half the time was because Ford headquarters was closed, and that was part of the issue. They were trying to get it done before the Christmas holiday, but we got it today. So
all right.
Hopefully your dealer does the same thing. Eventually, if it does get scheduled and it shows up, your dealer should try to get a hold of the sales and inventory coordinator and specialist and fix it. A lot of camera issues.
Yeah.
Good thing your audio is
work on that.
separate.
Yeah. John Ashton says, my dealer has a Shelby Mustang for sale at $137,000. What makes it so expensive? The Shelby?
Well, that's very few allocations. So
it's a higher end. It's gonna have
that's
modifications
too high,
to the Mustang, but
that's a little too high in my opinion. But I don't know.
But if no one buys it, they most likely will bring it down. So
yeah.
Just watch that. And watching this video with all the limitations and options comes on one car and not another makes me glad I bought a Tesla and not a Mach-E.
Mach-E's, actually, most of the Mach-E's are pretty standard, straightforward. There's not a lot of different packages. I mean, it's kind of like you get this, you get that, and get that. Blue Cruise has become available on all of them. You go from a premium on up, you get them all. I've seen some used Teslas come through, and I've seen the Mach-E's. I'm going to tell you, in my opinion, and I know I work for a Ford dealer, but I think the Mach-E is built more sound and built better than a Tesla is. Yeah. That's my opinion. And again,
I know is I had a Tesla to picture, and it was rough trying to get into it and do things in it. So I don't know.
Yep.
But Andrew Barley, I have an order in with Lonnie on a Big Ben pre-order. He corrected himself down here. I'll be the first order that gets put in from McArthur. This is my last super chat. Keep up the good work.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Last super chat at $20. Thank you, Andrew. I appreciate it.
John Ellen, I have a 22 Escape Titanium. It gives me deep sleep massages when it is. It gives me deep sleep messages when it is not in deep sleep. Only once it actually was. Are you aware of this problem?
Yeah, you probably wintertime, really extreme colds. We see battery issues and deep sleep issues when trying to do the remote start, especially using the app. I assume that you're saying it says deep sleep on the app. We see that happen on low battery or cold days where you have to actually go out and physically start the vehicle. That's not that uncommon on extreme situations. Yep. If you're having it in nicer days, like if it's in the 30, 40s, and you're still having that issue, then you might check with your service department because it could be a low battery or need a new battery or something.
Ketma05, if I choose to pick up my Maverick from McArthur and drive it back home to Texas, will I get any legal temporary plates? Yep. And taxes will I pay in Texas?
Yes.
Yes, so you will get your temp tags, that's part of the dock fee, and then you will pay your taxes in your state when you go to register your vehicle for tags. McArthur, tell Andrew he doesn't have to donate to ask a question. He's now at $50.
Yeah, you are a member, so yours actually show up in color, so we know our members and such. But we do try to hit everybody's questions. But
because I think they can do a free super chat too.
As a member, yes, you can. Yes. So Andrew, you're a member, so keep that in mind. So,
but if you're trying to support us, thank you very much. Do you know which trim the Rattler package is built on top of? I checked both XL and XLT and nothing. Guessing Ford doesn't have it on build and price. Correct.
So they updated the order guide in October when they were sold out. And if you actually look at the newest order guide and the current build and price, it's not showing because it's not available right now to configure. So, which is pretty cool, which is funny. They didn't, for all of 22 on the Maverick, they didn't take off the first edition package when you couldn't get it.
Yeah.
But on the F-150, they've taken it off of that package, which is good that they've taken it off.
From last year.
Which is good they took it off, but yeah, you can't get one right now because they're sold out. So we did notice the October order guide, it does not have it in there. I actually had to, luckily, I had saved the older order guide, so I had all the information because I keep all the new order guides. I always I'll date them when they change. So I had that information, but yes, I'm actually surprised they updated the build and price, but yes, it is not available now.
Let's see. Good night, all from Vicky Dell. Said Sarah, please call me. Yes.
Okay.
We'll be in contact.
By the way, Ragnar Khan, it's on the XL. So on the Rattler package requires, of course, 4x4. I believe it's Super Crew only. Maybe Super Cab. Short bed. The 145-inch wheelbase is required. XL trim. I think 101A or 102A. I believe either one does require now or. There at the end, it required the 3.5 liter EcoBoost. So all of ours are equipped with the EcoBoost motor, the 3.5 liter. And I think 4x4 is required. Otherwise, I think that's it. But you do have to have certain requirements. So you could check the build and price because it may be that you have the wrong configuration. So if you look at the XL and then add the 3.5 EcoBoost and do Super Crew short bed 4x4 and see if it shows up because it could be just that. A lot of times you got to be specific on Ford's website on, hey, well, I have the wrong engine. Like somebody today was looking for Super Duty and said looks like they can't pick the trimmer on an F350. I said, is it a single rear wheel? And they said, yes. I was like, then we looked and he wanted the long bed. You needed to be short bed. So it could be just that little thing to allow you to do that. So
Andrew Barley says, I'm a big supporter of good people.
Well, we appreciate it. So
Duke says, what is the Rattler package?
Okay, so the Rattler package is an off-road package you can get from the factory. Mm-hmm. So again, we'll have the video come out tomorrow.
Yes.
Maybe I should let you do that. But basically, it allows you to get the it's going to get upgraded suspension and such. So it's really close to the FX4 off-road package, but there are a couple things that you get as part of that package that you can't get on the FX4. But it's a lot like that. So it is the off-road, factory off-road. So you don't have to upgrade your shocks and such like that. Like some people want to do and level, it'll be leveled out, give you increased front ride height there, and then give you some other features. Plus, also give you some accents that you don't get on the XL. Some bronze accents on the interior, like the bronze stitching that looks like a Rattler, kind of a snake skin on the interior and in the cloth seats. You get the bronze on the dash. So again, watch the video tomorrow. I kind of go over that package. Yep. It'll go live tomorrow night. So,
Dave Bender, hello everyone. Guess what is parked outside my hotel room here in Junction City? My 23 Maverick XLT. I picked it up on Saturday after waiting 419 days. Congratulations. Awesome. Let's see. Good night, Ridgeview and Sarah Davis. Have a good night. Wishing happy 4th year to all from Mahathi. Rattler is also available 2.7.
Okay, at the launch it was.
Right.
But they changed that partway through. So
Ragnar Khan says F-150 FX4 is, and then the F-150 Rattler, and an F-150 Trimmer, F-150 Raptor, and F-150 Raptor R. That's how Ford lays out the off-road packages on F-150. So that's the increase, kind of like XL, XLT. So, Graham Ballard, so I ordered and got a Model Y in a couple months with no market adjustments, and even got the 75 discount at the end of the year. All the Ford dealers I contacted, and it was over 20, turned me off.
Oh wow, yeah, we're doing Lockheed's at sticker.
Yep.
In fact, we got some in stock right now.
Yeah.
In fact, Scott's gonna buy one.
Yep.
So.
Brian Foster, Rattler required 4x4, 145 wheelbase, and hitch or trailer tow package according to order guide. Right. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, Rattler requires 4x4, and then I forgot the trailer tow package.
Yeah.
So according to you're right, because I had to go off of the 718 order guide because it hadn't been updated. But we noticed, I think, partway through, and in fact, we mentioned it on this live stream back in what was it, September or something, when at some point they said that were required to get the 3.5 EcoBoost, so they stopped allowing it available on with the 2.7, and so that was a change. That was like not really an order guide change; it was a like scheduling change that it wouldn't get scheduled unless you had that motor on there.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
All right. Clarence Roller says, is there any way to see the condition of the battery? I really don't like not seeing the condition of the battery to tell if I should put a trickle charger. Is that on the hybrid Maverick? Or...
he's probably talking about the 12-volt battery.
Yes.
Yeah. Instead of the other one.
Yes.
So don't.
Yeah.
I think maybe. I don't know.
Is Bronco,
I think so.
I don't know. Is Bronco scheduling this week?
Nope. Nothing is except for like Expedition and Super Duty.
Yeah.
Which are at the same plant, by the way.
Too far. LOL. I'm in Florida.
So Kentucky's working.
Wow. They were charging $120,000 for a 95,000 sticker Lightning at Santa Fe in Florida. Still there 4 months later, and is now 108. So they're finding out that they can't overcharge.
Which is funny because we actually looked on eBay today and we couldn't find any Lightnings that were more than about $5,000 over or $7,000 over.
Yeah.
Which is where we priced
Maybe
ours.
they don't have it on eBay.
Wow.
Like,
so, yeah.
Advice for a
Probably
rollover
not.
Mav XL hybrid order. I already followed your prior video's advice and got the priority code to a 10. Just wait.
Yeah.
Yep, that's all there is.
You got a priority 10, that's good.
Yep.
It should be looked at along with all the other 10s. All right, I'm getting my Mav shipped from McArthur when it comes in, and I'm in California. Awesome. Mark, you need to come up so we can meet you in person.
Yes.
Maybe I'll just ride along in the truck.
Joe says, Happy New Year. How many people do you think will be backing out of their multiple Maverick orders when they realize they are no longer able to flip them for a profit?
Well, we actually have some. In fact, I had another one today that actually did have 2 orders in. One with his local dealer, and one with us. And his local, and the other one came in because it was a carryover order with them, and it was a new order with us. And so theirs came in. They honored everything, and so he is letting us know so that we are able to cancel his order.
Yeah.
So we've actually had several of those that said, "Hey, mine came in. A dealer honored everything. Thanks, I appreciate it," and we canceled it. So there are a lot of duplicate orders, which could help, especially those that have hybrids. You know, the more of these that come in and there's duplicate, or they get scheduled. Like we had one that, hey, mine got scheduled with my other dealer. Okay, great. We canceled their other order. So we actually would probably canceled about 20 orders.
Yeah.
So that helps out. So we want to make sure everybody's able to get theirs. So.
All right, Emerald Culpepper. If it's a Shelby Heritage Edition, it's an instant collectible as Ford closed that special engine build plant. Getting rare.
CFTP is carbon fiber track package.
Okay. It's worth the travel time. I'm coming from Baltimore. So. And then Graham Ballard says, I'll consider you for a Lightning in a few years when I'm ready to upgrade. All right.
We got 305 Holler in there.
Yep.
All the videos, he always is like,
yes.
He's there. He make sure he's comments. So I appreciate that. So.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it's 9:10.
Yes.
I make her clock out at 9 o'clock.
I will come up and ship it back. Hard to be out of the office for long. We've actually had some other people do that where they've flown up, signed paperwork, looked at the vehicle, and then flown back.
We can
and
say
had their
hi
vehicle
and
shipped.
everything. And,
Yep.
And then they have it shipped, which is fun. So if you can do that, that's great.
Yep.
But yeah. Sarah Davis, what is your email?
It's
right there.
There. Yep. fordvideoguy at Gmail. I answer those for him.
Yep.
I also answer the phone. So if you give us a call, I'm the one that answers.
Yep. And you should know the membership. No, we have a special phone for the members. So.
If you go watch the membership video, that you go to the membership tab, and it's going to be under there. It's a video of me, and I list everything in there for you.
There you go.
All right.
All right.
All right.
I think we need to call it. Yeah. So thank you guys for joining us. I appreciate it. Yeah, it was a good one. A lot of good questions. A lot of first questions.
Yeah.
That we don't always get. So appreciate that, and appreciate you guys hanging out with us. And hope you guys have a great week. Of course, not a lot of mono scheduling, so take the week off.
Yeah.
Don't worry about looking at your email on Thursday for an email from Ford. But but you never know, because we actually did get some surprise today. We had 9 aviators scheduled today when they weren't on a Monday, which is really weird. So you just never know. So I'm really crossing my fingers that maybe Ford's going to schedule anyway.
Yep.
You never know. Anyway, all right. Well, thanks, everybody. Anything else? Nope, not much. All right. Stay positive. Be kind to one another. Be kind to yourself. And good luck with those resolutions.
Yeah.
We'll see ya.
Bye.